on this episode of the Wheels and Whiskey Podcast.
I think it's Sevierville. At least that's what we're going with.
That's what Cameron, the local, said was Sevierville.
I trust him. He's local.
that,
Or he's fucking with us. Guess what? These assholes are never going to know that.
He could be lying out of his ass.
That's
He
awesome.
really could be.
Yeah.
Immediately, we pull left. We get the guys behind us, and we're going back up now.
Yep.
And I look in my rearview mirror. I see a cop. I'm like, oh, dude.
fuck.
And I jokingly look through the back window of my truck, and I yelled to Austin, I'm like, you tell him to turn the lights on. Bro, boy, did I get, I got juked out. I'll tell you what.
You alone?
I say, right there with you.
That's too good. All right, so he's got a truck. I don't have a truck, and you're into trucks, and it sounds like you're probably the guy to ask questions about trucks.
Yeah, I know a thing or two about a thing or two when it comes to trucks.
So,
Holy.
personally, I've never understood them,
Okay.
but I understand that it's probably the same concept as cars,
In terms of what?
like show builds.
Like lifting the crap out of it. And I do think that over the last 2 years, like what I see at least is that we've lost touch, at least in the gap. What I have seen energy-wise is like we've lost touch of the car community aspect, and it's more become like a let's go down to Gatlinburg to get fucked up.
Yeah.
So
So
here's-
automotion's the same
hard.
thing, and so that's why, like, I think my soapbox message, I guess, for whoever's listening is like, if you don't want to lose this stuff, then you have to be a proponent. You have to be an
100%.
advocate, and that means more than just talking about it.
Absolutely.
That means you got to roll up your fucking sleeves and get some dirt on your hands and make a fucking difference. Because if you don't, every one of these is going to disappear.
Absolutely.
All right, now we're good.
Holy
Dang.
cow.
Dude, I'm all over the place. You guys are exciting me.
Yeah, no shit.
All right, can you hear everything good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All
I
right.
got you.
Do you hear
All right. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Wheels and Whiskey. We're not God damn it. We're not at our cabin this time. We are at the Martini Works cabin.
Yes, sir.
WCC?
Yeah, everything. WCEC. What do you?
Oh, sorry. I handed mine around to him.
Bro,
I thought we were going.
Dude, this is nuts. We're getting wild now. All right.
I got my eyes
All right,
closed.
we're
over
good.
here.
We're good. We're
Just
good.
at
We're good.
least.
No, we are here with Dustin Korth.
Yeah, man.
Fuck, I didn't prepare for this one.
That's okay.
Event Vice President of Event
So,
Coordinator. I'm trying to remember the emails. right
Which
now.
organization,
Yeah,
dude?
right.
I carry like 7 titles.
That's fair. Yeah. How about you? You introduce yourself. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's probably more accurate.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Dustin Korth. VP. I think technically my email signature says VP of Events, but I'm the only VP of WCC, Wisconsin Car Enthusiast Club. Also VP of Operations for River Valley Road Rally. Don't make it sound official. It's a team of like 3 people. Accounts manager for Meta Martini. Logistics guy for Martini Works.
Jesus.
I just do stuff.
All right. That's a lot. I didn't realize you did that
Holy
much, dude. That's
shit.
awesome.
Yeah, we have like 7 businesses. I don't know if you guys know that. We have like 7 businesses.
No,
it's
actually-
all the same people.
We were talking the other day. I was just sitting. I'm thinking. I'm like, I remembered that you have Meta Martini.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck, there's so much more, dude. Because
Yeah.
like,
That just keeps stemming.
because what we see is Martini Works and WCC.
Yeah.
And we haven't done any of the rallies yet, but yeah, no, there's a lot.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
and it's so we always tell people it's an ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
Because like they all feed each other. So Alex Martini, as a content creator, secures brand deals that are managed by Meta Martini, who then get marketing support through Meta Martini, who then, if they're automotive parts, we then onboard to Martini Works, who then we offer discounts to WCC and then get sponsorships for RVRR. And it's this big like
Interesting.
spider
Yeah.
web network. Man. It's
Crap.
freaking
So it's
crazy.
all
yeah.
connected to each other.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why we can do 7 businesses with 3 people.
That's sick.
You know?
Interesting.
That's
Yeah.
super cool.
Interesting.
Wow.
Well, we want to do. We've been talking about this forever.
Yeah.
Like forever.
For a year,
Yeah.
actually. It was
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, literally.
Gatlinburg last year. I
That's
was like,
very-
we should podcast, man. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. And then, we live like 30 minutes
That-
away.
that-
And
Yeah, literally.
still had to drive
You
12
drove past
hours.
me the other day, and I didn't even realize it. Like, holy crap.
All right. Well, we're here in Gatlinburg for Slammedenuff Gatlinburg.
Wow, way to really emphasize it.
I know.
Gatlinburg.
It's
Gatlinburg.
Sevierville, dog.
Oh, shit.
No,
No.
more Gatlinburg.
No,
Is
he's
it?
right.
Is that
He's
right?
right.
We
Yeah,
talked. We
it's
talked to some
Slammedenuff
locals.
Sevierville.
So,
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, well,
We've been
we're
saying
not
for the
in
last
Gatlinburg,
like 2 years that it's Sayreville.
Oh, we always said Seaverville, and that's
Oh,
also
wow.
wrong. So,
So
Yeah.
it's
I don't know where we got the.
It's
the
Sevierville?
why.
I think it's Sevierville. At least that's what we're going with.
That's what Cameron, the local, said was
Yeah.
Sevierville.
But I trust him. He's local.
Yeah.
Or he's fucking with us.
Yeah, honestly.
Guess what? These assholes are never going to know the
He
difference.
could be lying out of his ass.
For
That's
real.
awesome.
He really could be.
For real.
No, so Well, okay, because we need to get this off our chest. Let's just quick.
tell me about
let's
your
quick
day.
Start
Quit
about
beating
let's start,
around the bush.
All right, Connor needs to just share.
You need to go.
Well, here I'll start with the morning, and then we'll do when we get to that part.
Wait, there's 2 parts to this story?
It's hard to believe that everything that happened today wasn't like a week's worth of shit.
All
you
right,
know what I mean?
lay it
It's
on
a
me.
one day
Lay it on me.
thing.
Walk me through
So,
it.
well,
Where'd it start?
today started with us being out at the technically being out at the night events, which
Yes.
Last night?
yeah,
Yeah. So
I
we've
heard it was
never
spicy.
We've never experienced this, and obviously there's a lot of controversy revolving around. I'm sure we'll touch on that
Yeah.
at some
Yeah.
point. So there's a lot of talk about all of that. So and we've never been like an out at night kind of people. We're like, let's go back to the cabin, make a fire, grill, and just relax with each other.
Not be delinquents. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're introverted people.
Right.
We don't talk much.
Right.
So we
Wait, that's
decided,
fucked up. You have a podcast.
I know, it's super weird.
Yeah, I know,
It's
right?
literally just in our heads, we're just talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
I know, it's wild. But yeah, so we decided to go and like check it out and see what's going on.
The reason is because, and we said this we already filmed a podcast. The
Yeah.
reason is we're attempting to film a mini doc essentially because we have a gut feeling this is gonna be last year.
yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And so what we wanted to do is instead of doing a crazy cinematic like we did last year, we want to do more of like something that shows the multiple perspectives of everything that's been going on the past 3-4 years as this is ramped up to where it is now.
Yeah.
So part of that was, well, fuck, we're gonna have to go out at
We
night
do.
and
And we have to
embed
interview a
ourselves.
part of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we did.
Yeah.
First time.
Oh my god, it's brutal. I think we got high just from the smell.
Bro, it was bad.
Like literally
Yes.
just as soon as we
Just
entered
contact
it.
high.
Yeah. Oh
Dude.
my god, I smelled it. I'm
Yeah.
like, holy crap, guys.
I know.
What are we here for again? Like I just lost it right away.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, so we went out and, well, when we started going out, we got out at like 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we
Yeah.
went to, you know where the bricks are up on behind the hotels?
Yeah. That's where we unloaded cars up there. When they
Yeah,
rolled
so
in.
we were like, well, that was cool. We were there early in the day doing taking some photos, and we were like, that was cool then. I bet it would be cool later.
Yeah.
So we went later, and as soon as we pull in, dude, they are evacuating that
Oh,
parking
dude,
lot.
yeah.
Like they
Like
brought
10:30 at night.
electronic dot matrix signs. It said lock closed, and they were controlling the
Yeah,
lights.
yeah, dude,
Full
it's
on
crazy.
green. We sat in the cross for probably 15 minutes, and they were just getting dude,
just to get people out of the lot.
at,
Yeah,
at
it was crazy.
10 o'clock.
It was wild.
Yeah.
It was wild.
That was our first. We were like, oh, all right, it's like this then.
Guess
then
we're not going there.
For whatever reason, I'm like, why not just go in? Let's see if they're blocking it off.
Yeah,
so we
dude.
drive in there. I'm like, why did I even turn in here? What are we doing? So then we get stuck in a hotel where there's traffic literally almost wrapped around the whole thing. And we get out and go to, what is that place called?
Flavortown, do you
Yeah,
know where that is?
Flavortown.
It's like this. It's this newer strip mall area. Flavortown's the restaurant, but
Yeah.
it's
Oh, I do. Yeah. I know where
the-
that is.
Flavor,
Yeah.
yeah.
Flavortown.
We went to an evening show last
Yeah.
year.
It's down the road, right? Just
Right.
down the road?
Literally
Yeah,
right
yeah.
down the road.
And we went to an evening show. There was still a little bit of light last year, and it was very tame. It was like a cool night show.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's check it out. And we went back, and it was.
His dad.
The best way that I can describe it is, and we said this too.
Yeah.
There was a feeling. There's a feeling in the air, like a vibe of
Yeah.
tension.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was uptight. There was nothing dumb going on, but everybody you just felt it, like something was off.
Something's
Yeah.
going to happen. Like, you
Yeah.
just felt like right before a nasty
You're just
storm.
waiting for one kid in a G35
Yeah.
to cut a donut or
Oh,
some
yeah,
shit.
dude.
Yeah.
I mean, people were flying by at 100 miles an hour. There was
Yeah.
a cop that just,
Yeah.
zoomed off. So, yeah, you can feel it. There's just aggression in the
Yeah.
air. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, what's going on?
And
here?
it sucks because there was some truly good. There was a wild E30 build, one of the
Yeah.
best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It had an LS7
Oh,
Corvette
dude.
engine in it or something.
Beautiful.
It was nuts.
Beautiful. It's like a
It
dream.
was gorgeous.
I
But
love that.
other than that, it was just I'm not shitting on people. It wasn't the crazy wild builds.
Yeah.
It was just build people that were out here, right? And it was that feeling. And so we're like, nah, we'll just leave.
Yeah.
So we
Literally.
left and we were like, well, we're going down the strip on Pigeon Forge and you have all these side shows going on and there's is it a marathon? The marathon, right?
Yeah, the marathon.
Marathon gas
with,
station.
what the heck, Jimmy's Market or something like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think that's what it is.
And the cops were on the road, but they were standing by the road.
Okay.
And people were there. They weren't kicking people
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
So we're like, all right, cool. Let's go check it out because
Yeah.
it looked super tame.
And we know it gets rowdy. 'cause
Yeah.
We know that show
But at
gets
this
rowdy
point,
all the time.
by the time we got to that, it was 11.
Okay.
So still, it's it's not that late yet,
yeah.
And so we go and we park and we walk over there, and then we walk in. It's just he said it, chaos.
Oh, dude.
And nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
This is before nothing happened
Pure
yet.
chaos,
Yeah, nothing
yeah.
happened yet. It's just people are everywhere. You got people with wild cameras
Yeah.
recording shit. And then next thing, and like there's some cops walking through the crowds. Next thing you know, this car in the middle of the gas station starts two-stepping.
Oh, dude. And it like doesn't stop.
Don't
Dude,
be that
no,
guy.
a
It's like
non-stop.
Don't be that
one
guy.
one where you were
Dude.
like, okay, it's been like
Yeah,
3 minutes.
shut the
Right,
fuck
right.
up.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's cool like for 5 seconds, cool. But like when you
Dude.
start to go longer than that, it's
Yeah.
like, dude, all right, bro.
And we had found out later, what I'm about to tell you is the reason this happened is because there was a cop directly behind the car
Yeah.
when he did that.
Yeah. So then cops surrounded them. Everybody was like forming a group or a crowd around it. Everybody's yelling at the cops. Cops were yelling at them. Like,
Jesus
back the
fuck.
fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And that's when we kind of decided to get the hell out of there.
Well, not even. We just we stepped back because we were about
Yeah,
to leave, and I
yeah.
said, "Hold on, this is investigative journalism.
Yeah,
We're here
let's
for a
just see how this
mission.
plays out
I don't
first,
want to be
right?
one of the guys that's like pointing a camera in the cop's face, but I want to get this going down because this
Yeah,
is it, right?
100%.
So we're kind of far on the outside. I'm zoomed all the way in, and yeah, it was like that shit, like cops, and then people were saying just dumb shit to cops. And
Oh,
it's
dude,
like,
Of course,
Yeah.
because that mob mentality
100%.
makes
It
them,
is.
especially with I've noticed Gen Z.
Oh,
That
yeah.
mob mentality
Yeah.
makes them think that they can do
Just do
anything.
whatever
And
the
it's
fuck
like,
they want.
dog.
Yeah, it was
Seriously.
wild. Like, and even when we were walking away, we were talking to some people that I'm not going to mention, but some people we met in the past,
Yeah.
like the comments they made, like I said entitlement yesterday, but I don't even know if it was that. It was just like it
Just
was
pure disrespect.
Yeah, it's just a lack of respect.
Yeah,
right?
it was interesting. It
Well,
was
those
interesting.
those situations are super tough because nobody wants it to be that way. The guy in
No.
the car fundamentally doesn't want to be in a pissing match with the cop,
No.
and the
Right.
cop fundamentally does not want to be dealing with a bunch of dumbasses
Dude,
that are trying
especially-
to like
literally.
they don't want that. So
Yeah.
don't make it be that.
Right. I
Right.
know.
Especially
It's
with
crazy.
like 500 people there.
Dude,
That's what I'm
seriously.
You have
saying.
like 6 cops. That
Everybody's
doesn't
doing
end well.
this. Everybody's just like,
Yeah.
And that's the
You
scariest
know?
part, right?
Yeah.
A
That
side,
is.
side
It
tangent
is.
here, but man, a guy loses his temper or something, and suddenly you're on the news, you're getting canceled, or worse.
Right.
oh,
Like,
dude, yeah.
You
literally.
wonder why police officers, one, are super hard to find, right? It's like a
100%.
national shortage.
100%,
But
yeah.
number two, why those guys are the way they are. Well, shit, it's nothing for somebody to pull a gun or something in a situation
Oh,
like
dude,
that. It's
yeah.
like, dog, that's
Well,
happens
and
so
that's
easily.
that's
Scary.
part of it. So then when we're leaving, and something we had talked about coming down here is like we gotta talk to a cop. Like
Yeah,
we gotta
we
get
have
it,
to.
right?
right.
And we're probably gonna talk to another one.
Yeah.
Documentary.
So
yeah.
I had like a handheld like full on cinema rig in my hand, so it was probably a little much. But like we walked past one, and he pulled me aside. He's like, "No, we can't walk past. We gotta go back." So I walked back, and I wasn't recording.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I recorded just for the audio, but you remember what I said. I was so like
you
I was
walked
like
up to him and you were just like, "Hey, like, do you mind if I like ask you a quick question about like what's going on right here and like kind of the whole Slammedenuff like thing?" And his immediately like the first thing he says is,
Fast.
"What? How shitty it is?" It's the first thing
Yeah.
the cop says.
Yeah.
It's like, "What? How shitty it is?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "All
Yeah.
right, this is
Yeah.
how this conversation could go." Like, and yeah, no, we totally like. I hear you, dude. You're this is your life. You're literally
Yeah.
standing here and you have to put up with this. Like,
Yeah.
it's stupid.
And we
so.
came after talking to him. So I asked, we explained, because he was hot, like he was hot right off the bat. And I'm
yeah.
like, well, listen, we love the show, but we're here to basically, I actually think I said, we're filming kind of like a mini doc video for YouTube, and we want to get all of this. And he kind of like changed, because he
Good.
initially told us, he's like, I can't answer questions. You got to refer to whatever. He gave me another guy's name, but then we said that, and he kind of changed. He's like, okay, so they're not like coming at me. And he started answering questions and opening up, and it was basically like what we got was specifically this year, and if the more you go out, you're gonna notice this. Like once you hear this, but like it's only Pigeon Forge Department. The rest of them are all at hurricane relief.
Yeah.
So there's like maybe 20 cops.
Yeah, it's very limited.
Yeah, for all of this shit. So he said that, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's not
yeah.
a good mix.
It's
That's not a
at
good
all.
mix.
Not at all.
So he said that, and he was just like, like he didn't really say this, but you got the gist. Like the day stuff is all right for the most part. But yeah, like this shit, and he was the one that actually was behind the car when they did the 2 steps. So he was standing off to the side because his ears were fucked.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
he
it's
was
just
pissed.
like
Wow.
it's
Yeah, he was pissed.
yeah. So that was our night. It was just that was not our first like experience of that was exactly what we thought it was going to be,
Yeah.
and that we drove home in like almost silence. We were just
Yeah.
sad because that
Just
was our
pissed.
realization
Yeah.
that like this is probably like actually it
Right.
now.
You could
Right.
feel the life being sucked out of the
100%.
events, right? Because it's like that's the type of stuff. Because
Right.
we're familiar with this with automotion. It's the same shit.
We've
It
talked
it's the
about this.
same
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
dude. It's
is.
it like And the more you're at ends with these people, the more that this continues to happen.
Take over the Avenue. College.
Yeah.
College Avenue.
Remember?
I mean, that one's terrible.
Yeah.
They didn't even let it start.
And it used to not be, right?
No.
Right.
We did several Cruise the Apps
Yeah.
that were fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Not even that long ago. Like we're not
2
that
years
old,
ago.
but like when
Yeah.
we were in high school, you could do
Yeah.
that, and
Oh,
it
dude.
was like no
it
one.
was fine.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
fine. It's people just get out of hand, and then you start mixing like the drugs and alcohol that they're doing
Yeah.
like at out in the public too. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God knows how many people are just DUI.
When the
whatever.
internet, I think, has made that. Like when we were, sure, some guys had cell phones and could shoot their own video and stuff, right? But when we were kids, I don't know how old you guys are. I think a little younger than I am.
I'm 25.
24.
Okay, yeah. So I just turned 31 in March.
Oh,
So a
okay.
little
Nice.
older than you are. But it's
Nice.
the same thing, man. Like people had camera phones when we were in high school,
Yeah.
sure, and
Yeah.
you'd get caught doing some stupid shit, but the virality of short form media
Right.
has
Oh, wow.
taken
Yeah.
over. So
Right.
now it's like somebody does a burnout, that's 100K views. Next guy
Seriously.
sees it, well,
Yeah.
I want 100K views. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
do a burnout on the
Right.
strip.
Right.
You know, and
exactly.
it just spirals out of control.
Literally.
Well,
Yeah.
the other big thing that I didn't, because I cannot put myself in their shoes to understand what they enjoy about it.
Yeah.
But what we did sense, and he said it, and I don't know, but he basically said, he's like, I don't know why, dude. We were standing there. He's like, I don't know why, dude. But like, he said, like, I feel like I want to watch someone get arrested.
like that's it.
The feeling.
You feel, you just feel
You
like
get
this like
hyped. Like, your
elevated.
heart rate-
It's like a fucking train wreck, dog. You
It
can't
is,
help but look
yeah.
at
It
it.
is. There's
But-
exactly.
But this is the problem, because all these kids that
Yeah.
are here for this to begin
They're the
with,
same
now they're
mindset.
getting excited.
Yeah,
you know what I
they
mean?
are. It's
The
like,
cops
wow.
come out and people start doing
Let's
stuff.
just
and
keep escalating this thing
I
until
know.
it hits the fucking
Yeah.
point where everybody wants to see it. They can all
Yeah.
film it or something. You
Meanwhile,
know?
the cop's a 50-year-old dude that's just trying to go home and do this wife
Literally,
and kids
dude.
for dinner.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
Seriously.
And we
Seriously.
thanked him. We walked away. I'm like, we appreciate what you do, and it's tough because a lot of these kids probably haven't ever served in a law enforcement capacity
Yeah.
alongside
Right.
them, and I have too.
Yeah.
And so like to see that and see the mistreatment sucks, but. Yeah, it wasn't a great night, dude.
That's
And
tough.
it sucked
Not at all.
because that, like I said, the drive home, we were
It was a
just like,
realization.
yeah.
It was. Let's like quickly spiral through what happened today.
Yeah,
so that
really
we can get
fast.
on to something
Yeah,
else.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, because we're just like yapping this. whole
No,
time.
you're
So
good.
we were out till 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we woke up at 6 o'clock, did a shoot with
Same.
Larson Media, great
Oh
guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
Brandon.
really,
Brandon's
yeah.
a good dude.
Dude,
Brandon shot a
phenomenal.
bunch of events for us. He's a killer dude.
Oh,
I remember
he's great.
I met Brandon when he was just getting started, and
Yeah.
so to watch him kind of come up the ranks and,
Yeah.
and really
Oh, he's killing it.
perfect
Yeah.
his craft
He's
is,
killing
is
it.
rock
Dude,
star.
with him,
he's
the,
rad.
the thing that we always say is because like our biggest struggle is consistency,
It is,
right? And
it
that's
is.
what it's always been like. I have the WCC video I haven't finished yet. I'll be honest with you, I am working on it, but I was trying to get it done early, and then I'm like, well, hold on, we're already halfway through the season, so what if we do like a throwback video to the beginning of the
Well,
season?
it's like the Gatlinburg
Yeah.
video
Right.
that came
So
out,
that's-
a
Oh,
week
ye-
before the fucking event.
A year
All right, man,
after.
hey, listen.
That's him. That's him. Get him.
I moved twice in that period,
Oh,
so I
yeah,
blame
no,
that.
it was brutal. It was brutal. You could also blame me for not helping. I didn't really
That's
do much
true.
of that.
It was
in there.
well. Hey, the video was good. So
Yeah,
All
it was
right. Anyway,
great,
so you
and
shot
it's
with Brandon
all
this
him.
morning.
Yeah. So we shot with. Dude, there you go. So we shot with Brandon this morning. 2 cars. It was a BMW and an Audi. And
Okay.
They were
Super cool.
phenomenal. It was a great. We went up to like the bypass and got
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sunrise
yeah.
and everything.
Came down.
And then we started shooting rollers on the way down. And Connor can
Hold
share
on.
the rest of this.
So let's backtrack, right? So all of last year's GAT video, we were 2 600-pound tethers to a harness.
Yep.
We had rubber mat on the tailgate, and he's dangling his feet off the edge. Austin was doing it a couple times. You're not falling off the back, right?
Correct. Yeah, yeah. Which, first of all, shout out to you guys for harnessing up.
Hell yeah.
Right, like that's a
Oh, dude,
big
that-
fucking deal.
literally.
Yeah, this is important
Big
that
deal.
you say
Yeah,
that.
it's important that you say that. That sounds safe, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Man, there's somebody else that had something else to say about it. So we're driving down the road. We
Yep.
get to the 3-lane, what is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Pigeon Forge, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That'd be Pigeon Forge. And I'm like, I yelled to them. I'm like, okay, we gotta whip it around here. Let's go back.
Yep.
We're done. We've got enough room.
Yeah,
We're
getting
out of the
into
mountains
town.
in
Yeah.
Pigeon Forge
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point.
Immediately we pull left. We get the guys behind us, and we're going back up now.
Yep.
And I look at my rearview mirror. I see a cop. I'm like,
Oh,
oh, dude.
fuck.
And I jokingly look through the back window of my truck, and I yelled to Austin. I'm like, you tell him to turn the lights on. bro, boy, did I get, wow. I got chipped out. I'll tell you what. He gets behind us and lights us up. I'm
Okay.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
Holy crap. So there's a left turn there.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, I don't want to park in the middle of this 3-lane mess where people are going 100 miles an hour, right? Like, I don't want to do that. So I turn left, and I find the nearest parking lot, which is right across,
Okay.
right? And there was nobody coming, so it was all good. And he pulls us over, gets out, and the first thing he comes and says to me is just like, do you not know that you're supposed to, like, pull over right away? And I was like, well, I mean, there's no like side of the road.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have that in Wisconsin, or we have like side of the roads.
Yeah,
in
we have
Wisconsin,
shoulders,
you know?
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And we don't have like crazy traffic like this either.
Right.
So that's like what's going through my mind. He's just like, oh, you don't have roads like this in Wisconsin? And I was just like, dude, I was just trying to get you out of traffic. Like,
Yeah,
I just wanted to
sorry,
park.
I was thinking about
Right,
you.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about
Yeah.
you. So he tames it down a little bit, and then he comes up to me again, and he's just like, hey, do you know the guy in that BMW over there? Pulls our people over that we were filming. I don't
Yeah.
know why they stopped. Just stupid. They should have just kept going.
Yeah,
right?
dude. Honestly.
So long story short, we were supposed to have the tailgate up, and they're supposed to be sitting down,
Yep,
not kneeling.
on the floor.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
the
we weren't
tailgate-
even kneeling though. We were seated.
Yeah, they,
Okay.
they were seated,
But
but, the
tailgate was
was
open.
down,
Tailgate was
and
open.
that's where they were hanging off.
Okay.
They were, dangling the legs. He comes back and he gives me a citation for unsafe operation of the motor vehicle, and I was like, "Oh, dude, are you kidding?" And I'm like, "Well, how does this affect like points and like insurance and stuff?" I haven't been pulled over in like a decade.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't had a citation in forever, so I'm asking him this. And this is what just really got me going. I asked him, like, asking these things, and he's like, "Have you like ever been pulled over?" I'm like, "Bro, you gave me a citation. What? Don't you have the computer in your car to like
Yeah,
know?
don't you
Like,
have my driving
so
record?
you didn't even look up my record to know that I'm like a great driver,
Right.
like literally one of the best drivers in the
Right.
world.
Yeah.
And you just gave me a citation for $168 that I gotta like take care of now.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. On the flip side, though, right? I'm sure kind of that same conversation we had before.
It is.
Yeah. I'm sure he's gone through the fucking ringer
100%,
over
right.
the last 2 days.
100%.
And so, I get it. It does suck, and it is kind of a bummer, too. But at the same time, it's like, you know what, dude? I'll take the ticket. I'm
Right.
sorry I fucked up.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Be safe, because there's a lot of other
Right.
shit
Absolutely.
going on out
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah. No, we were super respectful to him.
Yeah.
I didn't give him any lip or argument. I was just like, yes,
The
sir,
guys
yes,
in
sir.
the
I
guys
was
in the
trying to-
cars didn't either.
Bro, that's my
No,
favorite.
yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
People get pulled over and then they try to be a dickhead. It's
Oh,
like,
you
dog,
trying to
you
argue
broke
it.
the
I know.
law.
It's not worth
I
it.
know.
Yeah,
Stop
no.
breaking the law,
I know.
asshole.
I literally texted my mom right after, and she's just like, "You didn't argue with him, right? Everything was good." I was just like, "Yes, mom. I was,
Yes,
Yeah.
Mom.
I was respectful." I said, "Yes, sir. I was just trying to make you safe. I was trying to put you in a safer
Yeah,
spot.
yeah.
That's all. Okay, my bad. Hey, and I apologize." After he gave me the citation, I literally looked at him. I was just like, "Hey, I apologize for not pulling over right away. My thought process was get you out of traffic, get us out of traffic. There's 3 guys in my truck bed.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
forbid somebody 100 miles an hour comes and smokes the
Clips
back
it or
of your
something.
car.
Because it's happened.
It
right?
happens.
Yeah,
It absolutely happens. It's not going to happen in that pancake parking lot though. So
No.
Exactly.
that was
Well,
my
you
thought
hope
process.
not.
You hope not. It could. It
Yeah.
could. You never know. But
That's a bummer for sure, though.
It
What was
does suck.
interesting though is because he had his like frustration about getting a ticket,
Yeah.
and now because of this, we got to see the other side. Now we got to see
Absolutely.
the people that are breaking the rules intentionally.
Yeah.
Now we know like what they feel too.
Yeah.
So like we've gotten to get a really wide perspective.
Oh
of
yeah,
everything.
this is perfect.
Yeah, it honestly
This is
has
really
been. Not
perfect.
like thank God we got a ticket.
No.
But like
No.
it's been an interesting 2 days to be like to see all of this. Like we got to come back to Gatlinburg, go on the road, see the cars again.
Yeah.
We got to see the crazy ass night shit, and then we
Yeah.
got this. So it's like it's just been wild.
It
It'll,
has
it'll
been.
make your content significantly better because
Yeah.
you'll
Oh,
experience
seriously.
the full
Yeah.
gambit of it, right?
Seriously,
I
yeah.
know.
No, it definitely has got us thinking too. Like,
Fuck
was-
that cell phone.
was that?
I thought it.
Did it go all the way through?
No, it's not my phone.
Dude.
My phone's in my pocket.
dude, I thought
so-
it was a phone. Holy
If it
crap.
fell off the side, we're done.
Yeah, for real. I
Holy-
don't, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
that was our Gatlinburg so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we
Respect.
watched an accident on the way here.
Oh.
Like
Oh,
literally,
yeah.
right
Yeah.
in front of us.
Yikes.
Some guy just.
That's the thing that terrifies me. So we've been ripping the R34 around all weekend,
Yeah.
right? And we just got that body kit. I think I can talk about this. I assume. But anyway, if not, secret surprise. So that,
If you need us to like,
We
release
can
no,
it
no, no,
later,
no,
we
you're
can.
good.
We're
You're
gonna
good. It's
do
an
it.
Altia body kit. So that's an OEM dealer option kit from Japan.
Okay.
We ordered it. We had to source it and order it because it's a GTT, not a GTR, and so we didn't want to just
Right.
GTR convert it because that's fucking lame.
People do that though, right?
All the time.
Yeah,
all the
okay.
time. They're like, it's basically a GTR. No, it's not. It's a GTT with a body kit. Okay, stop. The GTT is an incredible car. They're great. But so we ordered the kit. Didn't know when it was going to ship. We overnighted parts from Japan, aka 3 months wait time. for
Oh
this
my
kit.
God.
It came in on Thursday, like 10 days before we left. We sent
What
it-
is up with you guys and doing shit right
Dude,
before you
We
leave for
sent it to
events,
paint
dude?
on Tuesday. We got it back on Thursday. We put it on Friday,
Wait,
and on Sunday.
So it's on right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even like look that close.
I didn't
All
either.
right, we'll have to look
I
at that
didn't
then.
either.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's super
Razor
rad.
focus
Yeah.
here at
No,
Omnipotry.
it's super rad. But anyway, we've been ripping that car around all weekend, and every time we get like in any sort of traffic, I just have this irrational fear that we're gonna like
Oh,
chip
yeah,
the front
dude.
bumper.
Yeah.
Or something. It's like no.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's
man.
the percent. I bet your percentage of getting hit here, like your chance, just skyrockets.
assume
just
so.
speeding around.
100%.
Yeah, just because the amount of
100%.
cars that are here.
Well, after being pulled over and then witnessing a car crash, I literally had anxiety the whole time
Yeah.
coming here. I'm like, I just want to get out of here. I literally
Yeah.
told you, I'm like, I just want to get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
What the heck is going on?
Yeah, it's nuts.
I jackknifed my truck actually like 2 months ago, so I got a hole in my bumper.
Sick.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, it's wet.
Super
it's
cool.
weathered. It's weathering.
I think it's awesome.
Is it?
I
Let's
think it's pretty cool.
let's get some shit in these glasses that are empty.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
let's
think
do
we
it,
got
boys.
to. And we have some of these guys here.
So okay, so you said you had Long Branch. Have you had 1920?
No.
Oh, bro.
Is it good?
Have you had any of the Old Forester whiskey, bro?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yes,
all
poppin'
right,
cherry.
Here we go. Dude. Love it. So, all right. So we'll do a quick recap for
Okay.
you and for the listeners that did, because actually a lot of people we did a whole video on this. So,
Okay.
Old Forester did a batch of 4 whiskeys, and fuck, we're gonna remember 1920, 1910,
1870.
1870, and another 19. There's
No, it's
19.
another 18.
Is it 18?
It's an 18. 70. 18. Did I say that already?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. 1890, isn't it?
I don't remember. Okay, so
Okay,
this
shoot.
is they're all different. This is
Okay.
Prohibition style. So this is bottled and created the exact same way they did during Prohibition. So like this is literally
Bottled as a medicinal whiskey
Literally.
at 117 West Main Street under Kentucky permit number 3.
it's the exact same batch or same recipe.
The typical
Yeah.
barrel proof of that time prior to bottling was 150. No shit.
Yeah, isn't it cool? So each bottle is a different like important period. So like
Yeah.
the 1910, 1 year in 1910, they're like not factory distillery burned down. So they lost the
Super
shit.
sick.
Yeah, dude. So that
Super
is
sick.
the recreation of the ones that were in there that got
Oh,
extra
no
charged.
Extra
Yeah.
charged. Isn't
Dude,
that
it's
wild?
insane. And then the
That's
19
so sick.
one of them's a bottled in bond, so it's
Yeah.
got the
Okay.
green
Yep,
label,
yep,
and then
yep.
the 1970s like
Oh,
a more
dude.
floral. Like it's so good.
I gotta
That's so
fact check it.
sick.
You
It's
guys
so
keep
good.
going. I gotta fact check it.
But
It's
yeah,
gonna drive me nuts.
this is so this is my favorite of all of them.
Okay.
The 1920 has like a lot of vanilla notes to it.
Ooh, I love
like,
vanilla.
Really, really good.
Ooh,
so
okay.
yeah, the 1920 is phenomenal, and you've had Long Branch. That's
Yeah.
just fucking great.
Long Ranch is just good.
Dude, people hate on it because it's wild turkey.
Well, whatever.
dude.
It's 1897.
1897,
Dude. How do we forget that one? Because I
know.
love that one.
I know.
dude.
Yeah, that's the red label, right?
No, that's the green one.
Oh,
I
okay.
bet you, for the record, by the way, I bet you I look glorious right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
That
Like-
golden light. I can't see you.
You
I'm
look
so sorry.
beautiful.
But
No,
God,
you
I
look
bet I
great.
look fucking
You
good
look
right
like
now.
a god. Yeah. Holy.
Here, hit me with a little bit of that.
What do you want, a single or a double?
Listen, I don't have to drive, so you
Yeah.
pour whatever you
Alright.
want, my dude.
You just
Then we also got
just
the best part over here too.
Don't let Connor pour it. 'Cause You'll
he a
die.
little
You'll
stiff?
die.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Normally it goes like this, and he goes whoa, and it keeps going.
Might as well just drink out of the bottle. If,
For
you know,
real. We
like-
did so we did a my Ben, my buddy was out here before. I was his best man in his wedding, and one of the things he asked me is he said, I want to smoke a cigar at my wedding, after dinner and stuff. And so we did. We're out smoking cigars. And one of his brothers, I think his brothers or Lars or somebody, pulls out a bottle of Eagle Rare.
Oh, dude, we haven't gotten one yet.
So we start taking bottle pulls out of this thing in the fucking parking lot, and we killed it.
Oh,
We
no.
killed a bottle of Eagle Rare in
$90
his-
bottle of whiskey.
in the parking lot in like an hour and a half. Dude, I was so drunk.
Oh my god,
wow, I bet.
dude, that stuff
so
is so
bad.
phenomenal though.
It's
Like,
good.
it is so good.
Well, what happened the last time I went to town on Woodford Reserve?
Bro,
Ooh, I like Woodford.
double
dude,
barrel.
double
and
barrel,
Oh my
yeah.
god, it made me lock
Well,
myself
we
in my
had,
car.
it was actually here. We took all of our women here last June.
Okay.
Yeah, last
And
June.
so the day we got down here after driving for like 12 hours, we all just got in the hot tub and we started
Oh,
drinking. And
no.
he
In
got
the hot
just
tub?
we
done.
like just got in, and I'm like, "Let's go, we're here."
Just turned up.
yeah, dude, I gulped it down and I was gone.
Damn. Have you guys had any of the Chattanooga stuff?
No,
No, we've seen it.
Oh, it's super good. So if we do this again, let me know, and I'll bring. I've
Oh,
got
absolutely.
a couple of bottles.
100%.
It's
So here's,
good.
you live in Appleton?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you heard of the whiskey boutique that's down in Neenah?
Yes.
Okay,
I've
so-
never been.
So,
old.
Bro.
Wait, is it
Grainworks.
Greenworks?
Grainworks.
Old and
so,
new.
so I live like 5 minutes up the road from that, and that place, dude, has some of
Oh,
the
dude.
best selection.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
they really struggle for like not wild turkey, Buffalo Trace products.
Yeah.
So the
Those are
Eagle,
just hard to get
yeah,
in
they
general.
are.
Yeah.
It's allocation at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but no, they have the best selection and some of the best prices. There's been
Really?
one or two that you look at and you're like, that's a little high, but
Yeah.
like Angel's Envy, $42.
What?
Dude,
No,
yeah.
promise you.
Dude,
And then
yeah.
you'll go into
Yeah.
a festival foods and they're
Yeah,
charging you
$70.
$80. Yeah, dude.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's
so
ridiculous.
go to Grainworks, dude.
Okay,
And those
all right,
guys,
respect,
those guys will
respect.
remember you, and they're fucking good shit.
Yeah,
and they
they're
have
great.
vendors. Like, have you ever had Bardstown?
Yeah.
So they had a Bardstown vendor. We never had it, and she gave us the whole spiel on
Oh,
everything. We
yeah.
got to try everything.
Sick.
Phenomenal.
It's
Great.
awesome, and you get the
rad.
vibes of like being here. Like you
Yeah.
get the cabin vibes. When
Yeah,
you walk in there.
yeah,
It's
and
just
they
perfect.
do great plug for them. Holy shit.
my
They
God.
do,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
are
dude.
they a sponsor?
No.
That they
No,
should
hopefully
be. Listen,
someday.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys know this. I do that for work. That's part of what I do. So you have your people call my people, and we'll call their people.
There we
Oh,
go.
man, I love that.
No, they do
That'd be
raffles
sweet.
like every week. So
Oh,
when
yeah.
you go and you buy something, however much money you get,
Yeah.
you get tickets, and they'll get like one bottle of Eagle Rare or
Oh, sure,
something
sure.
crazy
And
hard to
just
get.
raffle.
Yeah, Pappy or something.
Masters,
Yeah,
collection of
like a
Woodford.
$400 bottle of Woodford
Yeah.
you've never seen in your
Like,
life.
absolutely
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Hardcore
It's a great
allocations.
place,
Yeah.
dude. It's
Damn.
awesome. Yeah, check it out. It's good.
Look at the smoke or the fog come back in already.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
It's starting to get cool on the mountainsides.
Thank God, man. I was really worried we weren't going to see any of that. We saw a little bit today. It was cloudy this
Yeah,
morning.
this morning.
Yeah, that was good. It was good
Wow,
stuff.
that's beautiful.
Right on,
Oh,
man.
look at my
All right.
voice
Well,
cracking.
cool. Here it is, huh?
Yeah, let's cheers her up here, huh?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Get a lot of vanilla on that.
Oh wow, dude.
That's incredible. Oh my God, that's
and
good.
each one.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, first time.
That's
Yeah,
when you know
yeah,
it's
right.
really good. Ease it. Yep.
No,
like
each,
I said, we're
each
getting
one
trained up.
is extremely unique. Like when we were doing this, we did this in a series like every weekend.
Yeah.
Every single time we were like, this is so wildly different. You know what I mean? And then at the end, we did a one combination. I'm trying to swallow. We did a, hey, listen, it's been hot today, all right?
It has been toasty.
This
Give
doesn't
him a
happen
break.
all the
Give
time,
him a
just
break.
some-
No,
sometimes.
actually, it's normally him. So it's been bound to
Yeah,
happen.
usually I choke on it.
Yeah, I'm always like, come on, dude.
Yeah, just get it together, bro.
No, each one is so different. So you got to try them all. But yeah, what do you want for the cigars? Because I want to.
I'm up for whatever. So you got Fat Bottom
Honestly,
Betty.
dude, just choose whatever you
Whatever
want.
you
Yeah,
want.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm not.
We
picky.
I'll
have-
take a judge.
we have
'cause,
3 judges.
Dude, the judges are.
Well, it sounds to
fucking
me
great.
like that's what we're.
All
There's
right, we're
3
gonna
of
do
them. There's
judges
3
then.
of
Yeah,
us.
three
That's what we're
judges.
smoking, man.
Let's go.
Yes, this is what is it? Is it my father's? Yeah.
Yeah, the other 2 are just like you can't go wrong with them.
Yeah. I mean, Fat Bottom Betty is like, that's just a solid go-to.
Dude, we
Absolutely.
actually had that for the first time down here.
Really?
We'd never seen it because like, so we used to go to Appleton Cigar all the time. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
whole nother story. We don't do that anymore. But
Yeah, placed in.
they
Yeah, it's a different place. for
yeah,
sure.
it was hard to find. Like it's hard to see in there. You know what I mean? And then we went to
uh-huh.
this. Have you ever seen like the Quick Trip cigar places, tobacco outlet?
No.
Oh,
Bro.
dude.
What?
Another
Bro,
one
yeah.
in
I'm
Neenah.
telling you.
In
You
Neenah,
love-
dude.
You love
Quick
Wisconsin
Trip-
Quick Trips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick Trip has cigar only, like tobacco only buildings.
Yes.
It's called Tobacco Outlet. They are wearing Quick Trip. They're
The
Quick Trip
whole
employees.
ordeal, yeah?
Yeah.
Inside looks like a Quick Trip, but there's a humidor. And their prices,
Bro,
their
yeah.
prices are great.
It's legit.
And the selection is phenomenal. But they have everything of my father's except for the judge. It's the only downside of that.
Interesting.
But yeah, so one of them's in Neenah. But
Ooh, this smells good.
dude, phenomenal.
Mm.
It's so good.
Oh,
Yeah, I love this. When was the last time we had these?
I don't remember. Was it Appleton Cigar Lounge?
Might have been. I'm not even sure, dude.
I used to Ben and I for a long time were going in there once a week, and we were trying to get through their whole like roadmap of cigars.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Holy crap.
Get a little. Ugh. Oh my god, my
What are you
knuckle,
doing
dude.
here,
I
guys?
was like,
Come
He
on.
usually likes to stick things
Going in there deep.
But, you know,
I see that.
sometimes it isn't a cigar.
Hey, yo.
Same shape though.
Yeah, just a little less length.
Just half the size, man.
Yeah, right.
More like a cigarello, if anything. You know, not really.
It's a Swisher Sweet. Let's
Yeah.
be real.
Yeah, seriously.
Hey man, black and milds are good.
Yes, they are.
They're very good.
Yes, they are. It's an awkward moment where nobody's talking because we're all just trying to like
Dude.
feverishly put our cigars together.
Oh.
God, look at me go over here.
Oh, the smell this makes already. Oh my
fucked that one
gosh.
What's really fucked up is I have a really nice set of Fuente. I have the cutter and the torch,
Really?
Dude, I
In
need
my
to-
truck.
I need to get. Oh really?
which is
Yeah, I
at
was
the
gonna
convention
say-
center because I fucking
I
forgot
was
it
gonna
today.
say, I
Unbelievable.
I know I'm the worst, dude. Literally the worst.
Well, welcome to our. This is how we do it. But probably got this at Walmart, honestly.
yeah, I need. I was trying to say that my brain's everywhere. Well, that's like the ones they give you.
Yeah.
I don't have an actual cutter yet. Do you like V cut? Oh, see, I told you I
See,
want to
V
get
cut's
one.
the way to go.
Yeah, we did. I've only smoked one that way.
Is at
Appleton, and,
Dude.
it burned so good.
Yeah, I know. It was solid.
Punch cut fucks too. Punch
Look
cuts
at-
are super good.
Look at my full moon cut that I got going over here. It's a little round. Yeah, it's like a shaved
What's a
head.
punch cut?
So it's like instead of doing a lop off the end or a V cut, it's just basically like a plug that you take out of the center of it. So it's just a
What?
real little
Oh, I've
hole.
seen that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
is that
it's
what?
very
What is
good.
that? How does that be? How is it different? 'Cause can't
I
talk.
think depending on the cigar, I think the airflow is a little bit smoother.
Okay.
You know, like these are.
because it's not as packed at the end.
Yeah, these are good, but you know, I think that like, I don't know, and everybody's preference is a little bit differently, but for some of them, it's nice you have just a little bit better airflow, and then also you don't get like the foot doesn't fall apart on you. You know.
Wow.
After a while, when it starts getting a little damp.
Yeah, when you get all
Yeah.
sloppy on the lips there, you know.
You know, you put your tongue on it 'cause you can't control yourself. Just happens.
Just gotta get in
You're
there.
like, dude, did you know that tastes different?
Yeah, well, this is, it's like a hot dog.
Yeah, actually, so this is interesting. This is our first year combining cigars with whiskey,
Okay.
and in discovering that it changes how whiskeys taste.
Yes,
Oh,
100%,
dude,
phenomenal.
It's the
Yeah.
wildest shit.
Phenomenal.
It's
When
so
you get the
crazy.
pairing right, when you fuck it up, you'll know.
Yeah, what did we do? Angels Envy and Fat Bottom is.
Oh, dude, it's
Great,
because they hit
dude.
that sweetness.
Yeah.
It's so good.
We did. Have you ever had anything from Blue Run?
Mm-mm.
All right, so we have trifecta. No.
We have Reflection 1.
Reflection 1.
That was
yeah,
a
yeah.
gift for my birthday from my fiance.
Mhm.
And it was not like one of our top picks, but it's not bad. It's like a good like standard bourbon, but the price point's a little off the mark, I'll be honest. It's
It's
in
a
the $100
great
range.
one for your collection because the bottle has like
It's
an
beautiful.
embossed
Okay.
rainbow butterfly.
So it's like
on
it's
it.
like a special occasion. It's
Yeah.
not like
Right,
an everyday
right.
drink.
Yeah, it's not like when we want to. When we're like, yeah, let's have a drink. It's something like this or
Yeah.
double.
Blue Run or
What am I
Woodford.
saying? Double oak? Is that
Double
it?
oak,
Yeah,
yeah.
double oak.
Woodford.
Anything from them, like.
Or no, that'd be
those-
double barrel. Is there what's different? Double oak, double barrel.
I don't know. That's outside of my.
Yeah,
it
dude.
seems like they're the same thing.
Yeah, probably the same thing. But yeah, occasionally we'll do it. Like the other day, probably a month ago, we were working on the Porsche, and I was just like, yeah, let's fucking try that shit. But
Yeah. Yeah, I think there, when you look at bourbons, I think that there's really like, or whiskeys in general, I should say. In my opinion, a man should have 3 of them, right? You have like an everyday, and that's usually like a Chattanooga, for example, is
Okay.
is my kind of my
Is
everyday
that
go-to.
a bourbon?
I think it's technically a whiskey.
Okay.
They told me when I toured it because it's brewed in Kentucky and not in
Yeah,
Tennessee or
yeah,
some shit.
there's-
Whatever. I know it's good. It's
Yeah.
good. That's all that matters.
Tastes the same as something
Yeah,
that was
it's
brewed
literally
right
the same
across state
thing,
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like a good everyday pour. And then a guy's got to have like an Angel's Envy or a special Woodford or something. That's kind of
Yeah.
like your
Yeah.
your weekend special occasion
Absolutely.
pour. And then a man has to have one bottle of like Buffalo Trace
Oh
or
yeah.
like
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
you bourbon. You know,
Yeah.
fuck you whiskey.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
We've been. What did we try at that one place in Neenah? The bar. So there's the one where you can buy the bottles, and then there's the bar where you can go.
Oh.
And they have like allocated.
There's
whiskeys.
a place where you can drink allocated whiskeys. Like they pour it for you.
Oh, I did hear this. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
right
we-
across from where
did that after
Utterly Euro
Euro,
is.
yeah.
Literally right across the
All right.
street.
Quick-
R.I.P. to that.
Quick
shit for the record.
question: the screen is off on that. Does that happen while you're recording?
I don't know. Check it.
We should
Press
check
the
it.
button.
Go check it, Austin. he gave me a photo and it's just black. I'm like, ah. Is it still recording?
Hello?
Bro, don't tell me.
It's okay. You can just black screen me for that portion. It's fine.
Honestly, yeah, we probably will. That's whatever. We'll figure it out and get back. No? Flip it off. Hit the power button. Flip it off. It'll if it is recording, it'll stop. Flip back on. Did it come on? How much battery's left? Yeah, grab.
No.
Grab.
I was say I have another one on the table there
Yeah,
too.
otherwise that
For
one should
how
be charged.
long?
It was 97, so probably pretty recently. I think we're good.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
All right, while you're doing that, Austin, you want to just hit the record when you get that? You good? There's a lock on it.
Dude, they're like partying it up.
Yeah, I know,
they
it's
are
wild.
raging down
Good
there.
for
my
them,
guy.
whatever they're doing, man,
You know,
to
I
be
don't
honest with
know,
you.
but good on
All
them.
right, so enough of that. All right, let's
What are we talking
we
about?
got questions for you, dude.
Oh, dude.
Ooh.
All right, so
time to interview
we do
the man.
yeah.
The man, the myth, the
So
legend.
So here's the thing. No question is off limits. Just throwing that out.
all right.
What color is your underwear?
There. Black.
Okay.
I had to look.
Actually, yeah, I don't even know what I
I
have.
was gonna say, if it's white,
dog.
that's a
Dude, it was
little
early
odd.
enough this morning. I'm like, nah, dude.
Nah,
I
dude, boxer briefs. Okay, I need a little support. Leave me alone.
I say, right there with you.
That's too good. All right, so he's got a truck. I don't have a truck, and you're into trucks, and it sounds like you're probably the guy to ask questions about trucks.
Yeah, I know a thing or two about a thing or two when it comes to trucks.
So,
Holy.
personally, I've never understood them,
Okay.
but I understand that it's probably the same concept as cars,
In terms of what?
like show builds.
Like lifting the crap out of
Okay,
it.
so the truck scene is wild. The truck guys are fucking crazy, for the record, first of all. So, like, I think a lot of folks, when they see a lifted truck, they're like, oh, it's lifted, it's on big wheels, whatever. But the sheer dollar value that it takes to
Right,
build that in a truck
right.
is fucking
100%.
wild.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, what? You start talking, even a good set of, like, three-piece, like Greg, for example, on the R35, has, like, custom three-piece carbon fiber barrel Rohanas, like,
Really?
gangster wheels.
Damn.
Super rad.
Crap.
They retail for, like, 10, 15. Like, that's okay, right? I mean, like, it's a
For
good
just
chunk
the
of change.
wheels?
For just the
Jesus
wheels.
Christ.
No
Wait,
tire.
just one wheel, or is that
No,
the
all
set?
four. That's all
okay.
four.
All right.
Like
okay.
truck wheels, you start talking 30 by 16s. Some of the, we're talking 30-inch diameter, 16
right.
inches wide. Like
Yeah.
the big Johnnies. Some of those forged wheels are, and it's a monoblock forged wheels. You're talking 4K, 5K a wheel. $20,000 for a set of four.
Bro.
Yeah, I've seen a couple
And,
sets
and that's
of those.
just material, basically.
And
right?
that's just wheels. Then you start talking tires at
wild.
2Gs,
tires are
3Gs.
ridiculous, yeah.
Dude, it is insane. But the truck market is crazy because it's so split. You have half of the crowd that's like, let's lift it to the sky and put it on
Yeah.
16 wides and make it obnoxious. And then you have the other half that's like, I want this thing dirt, nasty, low.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would argue that there's probably three phases, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And the third one is horsepower guys.
yeah.
Diesel horsepower guys are fucking
Yeah, dude. I went to
crazy.
college.
Bro.
Yeah.
Dog.
Honestly, like you talk about like tuning a car to like 400 horsepower, and you're like, that's wild, dude. That takes so much effort. But then it's like when you can get a full fucking massive pickup truck to go that fast. you're
So,
like, whoa.
Dirty Hooker Diesel, incredible company, by the way. Awesome.
That's a
name.
company.
That's a real,
insane, dude.
not a company, the best Duramax company
Really?
on the face of the earth, in my opinion.
Okay.
To-
Solid-
Tony is
solid name.
Tony is a goddamn mad scientist when it comes to diesel
Wow.
trucks. They went diesel drag racing is pretty much only 8th mile stuff because you run out of gear afterwards, right?
Right.
Because the torque curve is so low. And
That
things
makes
like
sense.
They went 492 at 161 in the 8th mile.
In a
I think
truck?
you'd have to fact check my numbers there. I know it was a 49 something, a 492, 496, something, sub 5 second 8th mile in like a 6,000 pound pickup truck.
Dude,
From
holy
zero
shit.
to an 1/8 of a mile in sub 5 seconds.
Bro, that's ridiculous.
Or like
Holy
Chris
shit.
Patterson is from Unrivaled Diesel in Texas. Chris is a great guy. Chris put down 3,000 horsepower on the dyno 4 times.
How much torque?
Like
what is that?
3,300, 3,400.
So yeah, because those are they're normally a little bit more, right?
Yeah, so diesel's interesting because at lower horsepower numbers, like my truck probably makes 400, 450, right somewhere there, but it makes like 700 foot-pounds of torque.
Right.
Like
right.
it'll move a fucking house if it needs to.
Right. That's why those turbo diesel Jettas are always like
Dude, they're
fucking
rowdy.
wild.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
rowdy
yeah.
as hell.
Yeah.
Rowdy as hell.
Or like diesel X5s, like the X5Ds are so good.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Or
That's
the
crazy.
BMW does some cool like the 335Ds and stuff
Yeah.
like that too. But it is insane how quick the diesel world is. And what's wild to me is diesel performance is very young. So like we've been building gas cars for 80 years, right? Since the 40s,
Yeah,
realistically.
long time, very long time.
The diesel aftermarket was invented in the early 90s by a guy by the name of Gale Banks. If
Really?
you've ever heard of
Yeah.
Gale
Wow,
Banks.
Oh,
so that's
100%, yeah.
fairly new.
Dude, he's got
Yeah.
some awesome videos. I love watching his shit
So
on YouTube.
that story, I met him once. He's
Really?
cool as
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah, I toured Banks Engineering when I was out there, and we're walking through his shop, and I got to meet him, just chat with him real quick between meetings, and we're walking through his shop. We round a corner, and literally meeting you guys away is his Ford GT.
Dude, wow.
Yeah, and Jay, his basically second in command, is like, oh yeah, that's Gale's GT. We're just doing an oil change today. He's gonna drive it home.
Oh my
Fucking
god.
what?
That's
Dog.
crazy.
But the story goes, this is a cool story. So it was either the late 80s or early 90s. It was when the third gen Camaro and the Firebirds were out and stuff. GM approached Gale and said, hey man, we want you to go to Bonneville and set a land speed record in our new car. He's like, yeah, fuck it. He loves horsepower. That's what I do.
Right,
Let's go get it.
Wow.
So to tow the car and the support stuff, they gave him 2 diesel Suburbans with the 6.2. Now, anyone that knows diesel engines knows that the 6.2 was gutless and it couldn't get out of its own way. And Gale drove from California to Bonneville and hated the fucking thing so much, he drove back and developed the first aftermarket turbo kit for a diesel.
No way.
Yep.
Dude, that's wild.
Less than a year later, it was factory available at your local GM dealer. You could go in, order a brand new Suburban or pickup, and then they would dealer install this turbo.
No
for you.
way,
yeah.
dude.
And
Holy
thus the
crap.
aftermarket diesel was born.
Wow.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. What's the time period on that then?
30 years, 40 years. Well, probably about 40 years.
Dude, that
now.
is really young.
It's very
So
young.
they weren't
Yeah.
running turbos on like tractors and shit, like big shit.
No, man.
That's
Semi-trucks,
literally
nothing?
When we were born.
No, dude, it was all just
What?
it was
Damn
all
near.
just fucking big displacement diesels. Like the C15 Cat is one of the most notorious, over the road diesel engines ever. It's fucking 15 liters. It's gigantic.
Wow.
The
Jesus
pistons are this big
Christ,
around,
dude.
bro.
That's crazy.
Yo, we
what was that? A
Classic
fire
Me-
truck?
Classic
It's a fire
Mechanics.
truck.
You saw a fire truck. Have you seen that
Yeah.
one? Dude, that was
Dude,
that's
those are
huge.
I mean,
Dude,
my
those are
head
crazy.
is smaller than that
yeah,
shit.
dude.
You can fit my head in
That's
there.
wild. That's so recent.
Yeah. So then, like Europe, the United States, for some reason, is afraid of small diesels. Like for whatever reason, diesel cars and diesel SUVs don't really sell super well here.
Right.
Yeah. I've been watching all of Top Gear
Yeah,
back
yeah,
from the
yeah.
beginning because I want to see all through then the Grand Tour.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
that's something that I've noticed. They all love
Dude,
those things. Yeah.
Europe is enamored with these things. Or like Australia, dude, the Aussies will buy like the ZR2 Colorados, right? The little Chevy pickups.
Yeah.
It's basically
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Tacoma, but
Yeah.
by GM. And you'll get those with like a 3.2 or a 3.6 or something diesel engine. They'll turn those fuckers up to like 700 foot-pounds of
Dude,
torque
yeah.
and just thrash them
Yeah,
through the bush.
that shit's good.
Awesome.
What is the Ford pickup trucks, like the little utility ones that you can buy?
The
for like-
Mavericks.
Yeah.
Dude, the Maverick.
Oh my
fucks.
God.
They're
Really?
so sick.
Oh my
They're
God.
so
Really?
sick. So I love the Maverick. I'm a diesel truck. I own a 3/4 ton diesel truck, and I tow a fuck ton, right?
You do, dude. I see. Yeah, you
Yeah,
pull
you're
a lot of shit
always
with that. Yeah.
pulling.
all the time.
Always pulling.
However, for most guys, right, like most guys that are in town, if you lived in Milwaukee, for example,
Yeah.
and you're a homeowner,
Yeah.
your options were typically either Tacoma
Right.
or F-150. Like
Right.
that's what you bought.
Yeah.
And the Maverick does a really good job at serving a purpose where a guy can have something that he can haul some 2x4s or
Right.
pick up some
Right.
some potting soil or something and not have to dirty the back of his truck
Absolutely.
up and still get 30 mpg.
It's like
Absolutely.
America's Ute.
It is American.
Literally, yeah.
Literally
That's what that
exactly
is. Yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, I wish we got
100%.
those over here, dude. That'd
Oh,
be
dude,
insane.
yeah, that'd
Those
be
things
nuts.
are rad.
We
For
have
sure.
a buddy. We had him on the podcast a couple episodes ago. Come up from Illinois, and he's really into Chevy SSs. And
so good.
So he went to this giant like event in Indiana where everyone that imports them, they all come together.
Yeah.
And dude, those are the wild 700 horsepower little
Yeah,
tiny
dude.
truck.
Yeah.
dudes.
P.S. Look at that sunset. God damn.
Oh, we don't have a camera angle
God.
that way.
Oh, it does
Damn.
look good, dude. Man, our cabin is
Hey,
completely covered by
Side note,
trees.
the camera's working, right? Everything's good.
Yeah, everything
Okay.
is back recording. All right. Yeah,
That's
sorry.
your job. You got to watch it. Don't
Bro,
fuck this
yeah.
up.
bro.
Dude, literally.
The subtle
keep an eye
just-
on keep an eye on how fast that thing drains.
Yeah.
It's a beast of a camera.
Yeah,
That's
how
probably
bad
why,
is it?
dude. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah. Okay. So then I have a shit ton of questions.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Hit me, man.
At some point, we might have to do a little pause because
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pee pee.
All right, that's fine.
That's fine.
I'm gonna have to go
Yeah.
potty.
All right. So this is what I don't know, I literally don't know jack shit. But when
Okay.
guys go like crazy, like the SEMA builds,
Yeah.
there's like these supports that come from the center out to the. I'm
the
assuming
axles, yeah.
is the axles. Is that just for strength? What is that?
So that's called a 4-link, right? So what you're
Okay.
doing is rather than your Tacoma, is that leaves in the back or is that a coil
Leaves.
spring?
Yeah,
Okay,
and they're
so-
fucking annoying.
Yeah, I don't. Leaf springs
squeak.
are. They are there or there. Anyway.
Yeah.
What guys will do is they'll replace like the leaf springs and they'll 4-link it, and then that's essentially your suspension, right?
So it's hinging off that point,
and then you have a coil spring that holds it up.
but they're like 6 feet long.
Yeah, they're gigantic.
So the hinge for the whole axis
So it
of the
sits in
wheel
that,
is
that cradle in the middle. That's where
Okay.
everything bolts back to that cradle, and then it creates a triangular effect, and that's what holds your axles.
So
Okay,
you're talking about that big metal thing that people most likely have like a cool design.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, with a
So
cut
then
shit in there.
here's
Yeah.
my question then, because I
So-
see guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you want to see a really cool one while you're going through this, pull up backyard builds. on Instagram.
Pull her up.
Pull his shit up, dude. That's my buddy Nick. So he does like custom 4-link stuff. He built or backyard fab, excuse me, backyard fab. Nick built like a 72 C10, I think it is, and it is on God the most beautiful truck you will ever see in your life. It is.
Oh my gosh.
See, what did I tell you, bro?
Let me see this,
bro. I just like that's the first thing I looked at was what the.
That's
heck?
he built it all by hand.
Wait, so that's all of it underneath, like
that's the whole suspension. Yeah.
Okay,
so
so
that's the frame. See that?
Okay, so explain to me how when you make a lever arm that big, you're not introducing way more stress point than something shorter.
So what you're looking at, run that back for me once. So that's a coilover,
right?
Just like your car would have,
yeah.
Right, and then the coilover supports the weight, and then that's how you keep that 4-link is how you keep everything true. And so those arms are each one of those arms is adjustable, so you can adjust the tracking on that.
Okay, that makes way more sense, dude. All right, I got you.
Rad.
Now. All right, interesting, dude. Because I've always looked at that shit. I'm like, I don't even know where to begin with this, dude. It's so wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So then I've seen.
Like,
I forget
like
the
metal
brand.
build, like steel structures.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
That's like a whole,
literally science, like
crazy.
engineering.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's crazy. I've seen this brand that does that, but it can adjust
any
lift.
level. You're talking
that's
about
what
any
it is.
level
Yeah.
lift.
So what's that then?
So Any Level came out a couple years ago and hit the market by storm. It's so funny because guys that are in like the truck scene, Any Level trucks when they first came out were like, "Oh, dude, that's super cool." This is gonna sound super shitty. I'm gonna get some hate.
Go for it.
It's like the R35 GTR.
Okay.
Right? When the R35 first came out, people were nuts about it. They were they weren't everywhere. When you saw one, it was a big deal.
Right.
And now you see an R35, it's still cool, but it's like, you know.
It's kind of like the C8 Corvette.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. Literally,
Exactly.
that's fucking hilarious.
So Any Level trucks are the same way. When they first came out, it was like, dude, this is so cool. And they work by hydraulic rams, essentially.
Okay.
And so it's a hydraulic adjust system.
Instead of like a bag system.
Yeah, instead of airbags or
Yeah.
something. It's much more stable than airbag. Airbag trucks are not fun. Like, they're very tippy when you get up that high.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue this because then I have a question about that.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
So Any Level is super expensive. You're talking $30K for the kit,
right,
plus another 10 to 15 for install. It has to be installed. It has to be installed by a certified Any Level dealer because it's a big deal. Yeah, it's a whole it's $50K in just suspension there.
Oh wow.
So these
my
SEMA trucks you
God.
guys see are no joke.
Plus $20K wheels.
Yeah, wait. What did you say?
Like $250,000.
Okay,
Like
I thought you said close to $1 million. I was
no,
like, dude,
no. It's
$250,000 is
$250,000.
still,
It's
dude.
$250K.
That's
So
a fucking.
do you want a
that's
Lamborghini
GT3,
or do you
yeah.
want do you want a GT3 or do you want
But then you pull off a brand new like F350 off the lot, or
at 100K, at 100K, because it's a $100,000 truck. Yeah.
or even higher than that if you get the highest tier, dude. Holy
Wow. Okay, so then here's my question then. Okay, so he has a Tacoma. I love Tacoma, but I want a 4Runner bad.
Dude, I love 4Runner.
I want a 4Runner. I love how they look. I love the fact that they can tow shit. And when we were at Bricks yesterday during the day, this whole crew came up, and one of them had this sick TRD.
Yep.
And he was pulling
on your TRD
on your toad. Yeah.
What was he pulling? It was a GTR, wasn't it?
It was a GTR. Yeah.
I don't.
R32, 3,
2.
Two.
It wasn't 3.
All
I
right,
think
the
it was
original
very well
Godzilla.
done.
Yeah, so I walked up
Well
to
done.
him and I'm like, I didn't. He said this. He's like, "Fuck the GTR. Look at that." So we walked up to it. I'm like, I gotta ask you, right? Because so I have the 944 now,
Yep.
and what we've contemplated is like, if we want to come down here, go to Tail of the Dragon,
Yep.
will it make it?
Yep.
Right. So I asked him, and he's like, "Dude, we came from the tip of Florida."
Yeah.
And he said, and I was like, "So how is the mountains?" He said, "Honestly," and he had a Raptor buddy next to him.
Yeah.
So his buddy was pulling another GTR with a Raptor.
Okay.
And then
And
an
then
F250.
Yeah, an F250.
Yeah.
He said I was keeping up with him.
Yeah, so couple things. Trailer choice is super important.
He said that he had a 1,700-pound all aluminum
trailer,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, the issue with towing is usually not power. You don't need a lot of power to tow.
Okay.
Really, like 300 horsepower is plenty, right?
Okay.
The issue is heat, so keeping it cool, and
Right.
brakes.
Right.
So if you can solve those two issues, you'll do just fine.
Gotcha.
But like my Duramax, for example, I did a whole cooling system refresh. We did radiator, transcooler lines, bigger radiator, purge system, all of that stuff, because it was just getting hot, and they'll do that. So the issue is, as you get to kind of up and down the mountains, it's managing that heat.
Yeah.
It's,
Right.
it's when
Yeah,
can you feed
100%.
it and when do you need to back off? And number one, seeing that data, because your dummy gauge on your dash is garbage. It's a needle that sometimes reacts to temperatures
Right.
and sometimes is like, yeah, you're actually melting your fucking internals, but everything looks good.
I was gonna say there's no way it just stays right there in the center
No,
all
no,
the time.
absolutely.
There's got to be a little bit of play here.
My
and there.
temp gauge on my Duramax will swing 15 degrees on a grade, like
Really?
as I'm pulling.
Wow.
Yeah. So it'll go from like 187 to 200 and
Yeah.
then fall back.
So what he said, because I asked him, and he said, well, it's not stock. So he has bags in the rear
Yep,
to
that helps.
level.
Yep.
And then he said, because those don't. So his Tacoma was the last year of the third gen Tacoma.
That's a third gen.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yes.
and they put from factory on all models. They put trans coolers in there
Yep.
and diff coolers.
Mm-hmm.
So he said that he had to have that installed.
Yep.
So if you do that on a 4Runner, let's say, okay, so you basically, so you said brakes would probably be the other
Brakes
thing.
are another
You
one.
don't
And those are usually pretty okay on the
Yeah.
newer stuff,
Yeah.
right? That's more of an older
So
thing.
you don't see any issues arising from that? You think I could reasonably go from Wisconsin to Tennessee?
As long as you're not thrashing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, the thing is, you have to drive like you know what you're doing. You
Right.
can't
Right.
just go out there,
Right.
hammer down, and give her
Right.
hell. You have to
Right.
on a long grade, easy on the go pedal, right? Just run it up the mountain, manage your temps well. Let off when you need to,
Right.
things like that. Like you'll do okay, but trailer choice is important. The car, I mean, it's a 944, so it's obviously a relatively light car
Yeah.
to begin
Very,
with.
yeah,
but
very.
that's a big deal. You like Steven's Lexus, you wouldn't want to throw behind there because that's a heavy, heavy
Yeah.
car.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's like 4,800 pounds.
Holy
Like,
crap,
It's a
dude.
big girl.
Wow.
Dude, it looks great. The
rad,
purple,
though,
though,
dude.
looks
It
really
looks
good.
really
Yeah,
good.
it looks
So
really good.
So my question then is, in the Tacoma, there's no like tow mode, right?
Yep.
It's just ECT.
Okay.
I don't know what the heck ECT stands for, but it brings your revving up,
Yep.
right? So at what point do you want to have that engaged versus when do you not want to have it engaged?
So anytime you tow is my go-to, right? My Duramax has a tow haul button, and
Gotcha.
really all that does is adjust the shift points, and then because it's a turbo diesel, and do you guys know what variable geometry turbo technology is?
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously
I'm
the
It's
veins
kind of
open
like
and close.
like Porsche does that now.
exactly,
Yeah, with the
exactly.
turbos. Yeah.
So my truck will do that.
You
but what's-
have that on your truck?
Yeah, they have since the mid 2000s. Yeah.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought that was like crazy technology. No.
I mean, it's rad, but
Alright.
not like super new. But what's
Interesting.
what's
Interesting.
super cool is my truck, the way it's tuned in tow haul, will back spool and build like 3 to 4 psi and use that as an engine brake.
Bro,
No way.
wow.
So when I get off on an off ramp, there's a lot of times that I'll like flip the directional on to get off, tap the brake to take it off cruise control, and then don't touch it, and it'll naturally start slowing down, and
No
it'll bring itself
way.
down through the gears.
Bro, what?
Yeah, dude, it's rad.
Not using any brakes at all.
Up and until like the very end, typically. And
Wow.
it depends on the off ramp, right? If it's
But
downhill,
most
you
of
gotta
your
use
speed
more.
is-
But
is
like,
taken from that?
Like if I was getting off, for example, if I'm pulling a car and getting off on Highway N, right, by
Yeah.
Little Chute there,
Yeah.
that's an uphill.
Yeah.
I'll throw the blinker on, tap the brakes, and let it, and I'll damn near be crawling by the time I get to the top of
That's
the hill.
fucking awesome.
It's so
Interesting.
sick.
That's sick.
It's a
Interesting.
similar thought to like semi trucks, right? Jake brakes.
Yeah.
Right,
Just
yeah,
without
100%.
valve timing.
Yeah, I didn't even think
essentially.
about that.
Interesting. Interesting.
Dude, that's wild.
I did honestly, I did not know that they put that in trucks.
Yeah, they have since like 2000 and GM did it in 04 and a half when they did the in 04 and a
That's
half.
early. Why is it not in cars? Like that's not common in cars.
So it has its drawbacks, right? The variable geometry VGTs are great, but they're maintenance whores, and not bad, but anytime you have a moving part in there, you have more failure points, right?
Okay.
So in diesels, a lot of times because they're soot, right? As they get higher mileage, those veins they'll get gummy, they'll stick, and then obviously you're not building the right boost that you're supposed to. I think the other thing in cars is exhaust gas temp plays a factor in that. I think, and I'm spitballing here, I could be completely wrong, and someone will probably roast me in the comments, but there was
Happens.
something with that, I think, too, where it wasn't quite there yet versus, like, diesel was easy, man. They slapped that shit on there in the early 2000s. Ford did it in 03. Cummins did it in, I think the third-gen trucks already had VGTs.
Wow.
So this is interesting. 'Cause so like my mechanical experience is like as high school, and then I'm an aircraft mechanic.
Okay.
So like all the turbos and superchargers that like reciprocating engine aircraft use are very basic.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing it to build horsepower. You're doing it as you climb an altitude. You want to keep sea level pressure.
Correct.
So it's completely different.
Yeah.
It's odd, but like they don't use those at all. And the only car that I've ever like known for a fact has those is like a GT3.
Yeah, Porsche does some stuff with
Yeah.
that. Mercedes, I think, did some
okay.
stuff with that in the AMG lines.
I see.
So they've been around, but it's not super common stuff because it's more difficult, right?
Yeah,
Wow,
there's a lot more. Is that electronic or is that hydraulic?
It's electronic.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a solenoid on there that essentially pushes on a rod that controls. They call it the control ring.
Yeah.
And that control ring just.
That's
pivots.
probably way more accurate than using oil pressure or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
And it means that I can spool my turbo at 1,300 RPMs.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you start laying on it, it sends signal, opens the valve up, and you just
So what's the RPM range of your truck then? Because those are diesel trucks are
much
low, right?
lower.
Yeah.
Much lower. Yeah. So like Redline for me, I think is 47 or 40.
Bro.
I've never been up there.
Yeah,
If I'm above 3K or 3,500, something's wrong. Like I'm.
So is the
thrashing shit
climb
out.
slow? Like how does that work?
Like
Like is the
RPM wise?
yeah, like how does the gearing?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit lower, right? So like I'll wind out first gear to probably 25, 30, and then it'll shift. And it depends again too. Are you thrashing on it? How
Right.
are you tuned? DSP5 switches have made it fucking awesome because I can go from stock power, reach under the dash, flip it, and put it in this, make them sell it tune, and then walk an M2 comp.
Dude,
I did that. Ask
wow.
Lars. I did that. I beat him twice.
Dude, that's
From
sick.
a dig. Yeah, from a dig, I walked him in an 8,800 pound
I tell you what,
truck.
that's the second one I've heard because he fucking beat my ass on. You know, a Snake Road in Elkhart Lake.
Yeah.
He in the Tacoma, and I'm in the
Whooped him.
944. Beat me on that road, dude.
Whooped him in the Tacoma.
So far, I
Whooped him.
couldn't see him around the corners. I'm
I
like,
was
what's
gone.
going on?
And
dude?
then I was like, you know what? Maybe it isn't the vehicle. Sometimes it's the driver. And I'll get you trained up.
Yeah, all right.
Get you trained up. We'll figure it out.
No, it's rad. That's my favorite thing. I've always told folks that because we do a lot of car shit, right? I'm always down here with the fam, and they all have cool cars, and God bless, they let me drive whatever car I want to. It's fucking rad. But I've always wanted to. Someday I'm gonna have a semi, like a Peterbilt, and a trailer to haul all our own cars.
Yeah.
And I've always said my dream is the last vehicle that comes off the trailer, I want to be like a regular cab, short box, dropped diesel truck, Cummins or Duramax or whatever.
yeah.
That's on its nuts on like some 14 wide work 3-piece,
Wow.
and it makes like
Wow.
1,400 HPs. And
Dude,
just
that's crazy.
Just
So
go
that's what you want to do, not like a car building.
yeah, man.
That's
That'd be
cool,
sick.
dude. That's
so
awesome.
What secured that for me was GAT last year. We left the pre-meet and we're on the 3-lane main drag, right?
Yeah,
From the
yeah.
pre-meet, headed back down this way. And my wife is next to me. It's me, my wife, and then there's a WRX, like a newer WRX.
Yeah.
And Gretchen has an EcoBoost Mustang, so she just kind of whoops. And so
Wow.
Subaru kid,
Oh, God.
and I was like, okay, dude, whatever. And then he again, it blew a big fireball. I was like, okay, neutral, whoosh. and dude looks at me, and he looks back, and then looks at me again, and looks back, and we're still at the red light, and I hear him start to stage, and I was like, fucking game on, dog.
Dude, here we go.
So I brake boost this thing, right, and lay into the brake and bring it up to like 1,300 RPMs,
Yeah.
and you hear the turbo just. Light goes green. I shit you not. I put 2.5 bus lengths on him in 2 blocks. Just
my
walked his
God,
ass
Dude, I love that.
in a full size truck, and I was like, "Dog,
This is in your black one?
this is in my
Oh
Silverado,
my
which is
God,
big
dude.
and heavy
Yeah.
and has aftermarket
Dude.
bumpers and big stupid 37s, and I was on the 14 wides at that point, so I've got 176 pounds per corner of wheel and tire.
Jesus,
Dude, talk about getting humbled. Like,
oh my God.
So that's my jam, right? Is I want to make like between 1,000 and 2,000 HPs and just hurt feelings like big.
Yeah,
the
dude.
diesel guys will do big.
Because the car guys fucking hate that
Yeah.
shit, dude. That's
No,
awesome.
dude, they fucking absolutely hate
the
that
diesel
shit.
dudes will do big like a hydro for like a drift car.
Yeah.
They'll do that with trans brakes. So you'll hold that at the stoplight and you spool that bitch up.
Dude.
And the moment it goes green, you just let go of it and it'll grab. And if you've never done an all-wheel drive boosted launch before, it is a out-of-body experience.
Bro.
The whole
Never.
truck.
I've
The
never
whole
done it.
We
truck.
could have in the TTR.
Oh, we could have, probably.
So it's like that, right? The whole truck when you launch, because it's all-wheel drive, right, 4-wheel drive. So you launch it and it rocks back like a normal launch does,
Yeah.
and then the front end grabs and the whole thing gets light. You feel
What
the
the
whole
fuck,
body pick up,
really?
and the moment that comes to the top and the weight settles back out, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Dude, holy
Gone.
shit.
Dude.
It's so sick.
I gotta feel that at some point in my life.
it
That
is
sounds like
rowdy, dude.
You're going to get countered by a diesel.
No, 100%. Yeah, you'll fucking see me trading that thing in next week.
Yeah, they're fun. Dude.
Damn.
They're
That's
so
too
fun.
good. Let's take a break.
All right, cool.
We'll double check the cameras and adjust because it got a little bit darker.
Yeah.
Are you good? Going?
Dude, I'm chilling.
Dude,
I got
it's a
all
good
night.
vibe. We
This
can
is
fucking
awesome.
keep
I
her
love
going.
this.
Huh?
The temperature finally dropped.
Yeah.
I'm not sweating balls anymore.
Dude, honestly, it's perfect. And the lights came on.
Dude, I know. I saw you
was like,
smiled. You're like, yes, dude.
Yeah, we can plug the other ones in too.
Oh,
That'd
hell
be
yeah, let's
perfect.
do it.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
Right there.
we'll
All right,
be
let's do it.
right back. All right, as we take a break here, I'd just like to say thanks for listening to the Wheels and Whiskey podcast. If you liked today's episode, please leave a comment. Tell us your story of Gatlinburg if you had one. We'd love to hear them. And don't forget to subscribe so you know when we drop a new video. We've got plenty in the pipeline. With that being said, let's get back to the episode.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of money and bought her a wedding ring, but that's still not as cool as the ones that you get off the cigars.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
100%.
Yeah, see, look at that.
100%.
A little ribbon on one of them, too.
Also,
There you go.
Loki, you guys ever play Skyrim? Are you nerds?
Oh, yes,
Dog?
dude. Best game ever.
Dog?
Oh, dude.
No fucking way. You never played that game, did you?
So you know.
A little
Okay,
bit.
you know what I saw? Okay, somebody had an apartment complex and they got the like the quest marker.
Yeah,
and they
I saw
put on
that.
their
I saw
fucking
that. I saw
door.
that.
I'm
so
like, dude.
we had the thief. So Gretchen, God bless her, decorated my house for me because before we got together, I was a bachelor and my house was barren, as most bachelors are, right? You know, and I came home from work one day and she had bought a doormat and spray painted the Thieves Guild logo on the fucking
no
doormat.
way.
The like safe one.
Yeah.
Diamond shaped one with the circle.
Dude.
Sam's like throwback right now.
Literally, Skyrim's the only. You never stop playing Skyrim.
No, you
Just
don't,
You
ever,
just take
ever.
long breaks.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
I've played Skyrim on.
You just take long.
Are we
breaks.
rolling for the record?
I
We're
am
rolling.
recording.
We're
Yeah.
All right,
rolling.
do you need to clap? Do we need to
Well,
sync this?
We can just. There we
Okay,
go.
beautiful.
We're good.
All right, so anyway,
Chilling.
We'll back sync it. I've played Skyrim on the Nintendo Switch. It was a pain in the ass.
It's
to do that.
terrible.
Holy fuck. The delay, it like delays really weird.
yeah.
All right, so Nintendo Switch, PC, Steam Deck, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS4. I think I played it. I didn't have it through PS3, but I think I played it on PS3 as well.
Yeah.
And that might be it. But I played on like everything I've ever owned.
You guys know I have like a whole nostalgia sleeve here, right?
I've
Like,
never
that's all
looked-
this- Okay, so
have never
Charmander, Bulbasaur, Pikachu, the hat from Robin Hood. That's a Franklin the Turtle.
That's fucking awesome.
Vault Boy.
Dude, yes,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Heck yeah.
The Reach helmet.
Oh,
the
no way.
moment when everyone cries like
Okay,
a bitch.
bro. So, I've never played Halo. No, listen,
Bro,
I,
what?
But hold on,
Dude,
hold on.
oh my God.
I played multiplayer, but I never played like the
Okay.
stories. Okay,
It's like, fuck
so
you,
they had a
dude.
sale on Steam recently for
Did you buy the Master Chief Collection?
and I'm playing through Reach right now. Phenomenal.
How far are you?
Probably like.
Did it
Probably
happen?
like
Did you
10
cry?
Probably like 10 hours in. No.
Did you cry yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, no,
Or
no,
I'm
no.
not gonna say anything.
No.
Give us
more.
the details.
So on the way down, no, not even 10 hours. On the way down, I did what is it, sword base, whatever. It's like
Yeah.
the third level, I think.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you this, and it's not a spoiler, but
Is it
I-
like Red Dead 2 level crying?
worse.
Oh God, I couldn't handle that. That was bad, dude.
I hope that you were in touch with your emotions because you're about to cry
Bro,
like
I
a
barely
fucking
made it through
baby.
any good movie. Like, dude, Shawshank Redemption, done. Dude, the ending of Shawshank, bro, I'm done.
Have you played Reach?
A little bit.
Okay,
but
all right,
it's
all right.
more like
Dude,
multiplayer,
have you played
just
Reach?
Like you.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about when you cry like a bitch, right? Just yeah, scary, bad.
just, like,
no,
hits you
no
or
more.
what?
No more. Dude, there's listen.
Is it like Marley and Me level?
Is that one?
Bro,
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Damn it, dude. I
like
wasn't
a Marley
expecting an
and Me,
emotional
I'm like,
ride with this game. It's good, but I was
dude.
excited.
Oh,
All right,
it's so
all right.
good. It's so
Damn,
good.
dude. Yeah, no, I've never played those.
Yeah, man.
I
My
just
mic
never
just
did.
went limp. What the heck?
Nobody likes a limp mic.
Nobody
bro.
likes a limp mic.
Nobody likes a limp mic.
Limp Mick. You could say Mick.
Yeah.
Limp Mick.
Yeah, limp Nick. That's tough. All right, boys. So talk to me a little bit about. We talked about this beforehand, right? I love how I'm commandeering your podcast.
Yeah,
by the
you're
way,
right. Hey,
look
go
at
for
me.
it, dude.
I am the captain
Go
now.
for it. Have
But
fun.
let's chat just a bit about Gatlinburg, Sevierville. Obviously, you guys are working on like the documentary.
Yeah.
You know, we're all kind of feeling like this may be the last thing. So,
Yeah.
you know, like how long have you guys been coming?
This is our third year.
This is
Yeah,
our third
okay,
year.
so
Our
same.
fourth time
Our-
in Gatlinburg.
Yeah,
Okay,
our
yeah.
first year was like we booked it like right before. We actually
Yeah.
drove down. You got the lighter? We drove down Friday, came for the Saturday show, and drove back Sunday.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Dude, it was terrible.
That was
24 hours of driving.
Oh my
24 hours.
God,
So
it was
locked
horrible.
down.
So we drove down on a night where we actually didn't have anywhere to even sleep.
We only had it booked for one day.
Yeah,
the,
and it was the
cabin.
next night.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, it's either a hotel or we're sleeping in the truck. And we were pretty dead set on sleeping in the truck.
Okay.
Right.
And it was like midnight when we got into Knoxville. And we
Yeah.
were like, we need to book a fucking hotel.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
it was
for
bad.
real.
Yeah, it was
So
bad.
we went to like McDonald's at like 1 in the morning.
No, that was 22.
That would make sense.
2022? Yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
3.
Yeah,
That's 3 years.
Yeah, how long have you been coming?
About the same, I think. Either
Okay.
21 or 22. I forget because we go to Riverside, Chattanooga
Okay.
every year as
we've
well.
never been.
We've never
Dog,
been.
No, I
pump
know.
the fucking brakes. 30-second, aka 1-minute elevator pitch here, right? Chattanooga, Riverside, Chattanooga is the car show to go to.
Mark tells me every year, and
Dude,
I never listen to him. I don't know
so
why.
imagine a car show that's not really a show; it's a meet. So there's no trophies, there's no clout to chase,
Yeah.
there's no Instagram builds.
Oh.
But dog, when I tell you that Riverside brings the raddest builds you will ever see in your life, I'm serious. We saw a polished billet rotary swapped S13.
Wow.
Nobody does that.
Yeah.
No, literally
Nobody does that.
That's art.
I
That's
literally
just
thought
pure
when I
art.
walked up to it, I was like, "There's no engine in this car," and I peeked over and I was like, "Oh, it's a 3-rotor in there. What the fuck?"
Dude,
That's
really?
pure art.
Or
I
like
mean-
964 Porsches with like white leather interior. Like
Really?
There's Sam's bread and butter right there,
Dog.
dude. He's
Or-
creaming right now.
ask Gels sometime. I forget what it was. It was like an old chaser, not a chaser, but something. Somebody imported a car and wanted to build it, but there's no body parts available for it. So he bought a bumper off something else, cut and welded the two bumpers
Is this the
together.
yellow one?
I think so.
With
yeah.
the Prius, the new Prius.
I don't.
from
Yeah,
them?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
it's
saw
wild.
that.
There's some wild stuff that goes down there. So that is
It's a spring meet, right?
yes.
We might have.
You
So-
have to go.
Dude, I don't know if I want to tell like our conclusion on the podcast here, but
Uh-huh.
and maybe we'll save that for afterwards. On our total conclusion of the YouTube video that we're creating, or
Okay.
well, the documentary,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could say at this point. But yeah, I think we need to go Chattanooga next year.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we need to.
No,
we
I
need to
think
switch it up.
kind of bringing that conversation back full circle. It's a little bit sad to me, without sucking all the emotion out of the conversation here. It is a little bit of a bummer that you're kind of seeing the same thing here that happened at Automotion, right? It's the same cyclical bullshit that keeps killing shows, and it's like
Does.
it's the sideshow shit. It's the I'm gonna do a burnout. I'm gonna hit 2-step while there's a
It
cop
is.
standing
It
behind
is,
me
yeah.
because
The
it's
parties.
gonna get me some Instagram clout. It's like fucking stop, dude.
Dude,
Because
yeah.
that's what's killing shit. When you have an opportunity here, 40 miles from where we are is total devastation.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking
Literally, dude.
We're
talking about this,
We're
yeah.
talking whole communities that are stranded on mountainsides like this right here.
Yeah.
If it were to rain super hard and that road washes out, we are fucked.
No,
We're
yeah,
screwed.
yeah.
We are fucked.
Yeah.
Gone.
So
Gone.
you have literal people who are stranded, and there's some guys. Shout out to Slammedenuff is doing a really good job.
Yeah.
Scott
For the
from
donations.
Scott
Bro, when I
from
saw
Grip
that,
Roll's
I
doing
was
a bunch
like,
of cool
thank
shit.
God, dude, they
Yeah.
did that.
But it's like you have all these people that have an opportunity to build and preach this culture and make a difference in the world, and they're more concerned about doing burnouts on the strip. Fuck off.
Because they never think like, oh, this could maybe happen to me. You know what I mean? They don't think like that. They have no empathy whatsoever. It's just me here. This is where I'm at, and I do think that over the last 2 years, like what I see at least is that we've lost touch, at least in the what I have seen energy wise is like we've lost touch of the car community aspect, and it's more become like a let's go down to Gatlinburg to get fucked up. Dude.
Yeah.
So
and
here's-
Automotion's the same
Party.
thing.
Here's my
Party.
question though,
Yeah.
because I've never been to Automotion, and the reason is that when we got in the cars, because both of us are relatively recently into
Yeah,
cars.
very
I was into motorcycles,
Okay.
like well before cars.
Yeah, I was a little
So
bit
by the
more
time we were
motorcycle.
like of age to be like, yeah, let's go to. It was already fucked.
Yeah.
What do you think is the core that's
So-
bringing these people to do this?
So Automotion killed itself.
Okay.
This is what I'm super passionate about. So WCC was hella involved with Automotion.
Yeah.
From
Oh, really?
Like 2016 on. So back in the day, Automotion is an actual car show. If you guys didn't know, it's a classic car show at Mount
yeah,
Olympus.
yeah.
And
Yeah, you
it
didn't know that?
started as that, right? And it still is a classic car show. But nobody goes to that. They go to Automotion for the fall weekend or for the spring weekend down there.
Yeah.
And we worked hand in hand with the city for a number of years. There was only 3 permitted car shows over that weekend. It was the Automotion Car Show, Battle of the Imports, which happened at Marley's there.
Yeah.
And then Wisconsin Modified, which was our show.
Okay.
We worked every year with the city to help curb like parking issues and staffing issues and impact like local businesses less. And We jumped through a ton of hoops. We would go to city council planning meetings. I was 21 years old. I'd go to city council planning
Really?
meetings
Wow, dude.
and like work through permitting
See,
processes and stuff.
that right there, like without cutting you off.
Yeah, no, you're good.
That's the passion side that
Yeah.
I think if you're going that direction, I feel like I don't see that.
It's dead. No.
Yeah.
What happened is
100%.
either 2018 or 2019, I forget. It was the last year we hosted there. We went to the city, and every year it got more difficult. They would make us do more hoops and more this and more that. And their biggest thing is always they hate the traffic on the strip, right? Because it's always bumper to bumper down there. And so they thought that they could push us to a different weekend, the weekend before or weekend after. They're like, oh, that'll solve all our issues.
Right.
And they asked me if we'd move our event. I said no, because it's not going to change your problem, right? Us not hosting our show, Wisconsin Modified was 450 cars. It was a pretty good sized show, right? That's 450 cars that aren't on the strip all day long or all afternoon long.
Right.
It worked great. Battle of the Imports held their show from like 8 to noon. We held ours 1 to 5. Kept a ton of people off the strip. They were at shows. They were doing cool stuff. They weren't doing burnouts and putting cars in fucking ponds and stuff, because that's happened at one point.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But
crap.
When the city told us, they're like, yeah, we won't issue your permit unless you move it. I literally told them, there's a news article out there somewhere. I was like, you're going to kill your own weekend.
Yeah.
And it did. And now it's such a clusterfuck because there's nothing to do. People go there, and there's nothing for them to do. So they sit around, they get hammered by fucking 2 p.m., they throw shit at cars, they do burnouts, and they fuck around.
Dude, I never thought about that.
Yes.
Oh, what's happening right now?
Exactly. So
Dude, that's crazy.
that's where like the Vaded Mob pre-meet is super sad that it can't happen anymore. Vaded Mob, the pre-meet was 600 cars. It was huge.
And we actually never got to go to one.
Yeah, and now they don't do that. And where was all the traffic last night? Where's all the traffic tonight?
What day does that normally take place?
Tonight. Normally
Friday?
it's Friday night.
Okay.
Wow, dude.
And so now you have
Interesting.
all of that traffic that's
Just
fucking
what do we
around.
do? What do we do?
Some of them are at the cabin, but most of them are downtown.
Dude,
I
that
bet
is
you
not
every gas station down there's
Marathon.
packed.
BP,
Yeah.
Marathon. Those are the two main ones, the BP and the Marathon.
Yeah.
And they are like, you can't even, there's a line of cars getting in, but they're just they're sitting there.
So the people are here. You're saying the people are here already.
The people
and now
are
that
going
there's
to come
nothing
to the
do.
weekend regardless,
Yeah.
right? And I would argue that if Slammedenuff cancels their show, I wouldn't doubt to see people still pick a weekend and come down here.
We talked about it before this weekend. We said, in the future, if that ends, honestly, the experience of going there with just seeing the cars, filming all that, it's like the show is the excuse, is what I've been saying.
Exactly.
That's the
100%.
excuse to get together,
100%.
right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And so now you have all of this chaos. And then you couple that with a reduced police force that's already frustrated, a city that's
100%,
already on edge because they're tired of the bullshit. You have Slammedenuff, who is tired of jumping through hoops
Absolutely.
for something that...
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, you make some money in a car show, but you're not killing it, right?
Yeah.
And it's all of that stuff together. It's this perfect recipe for a total and utter disaster.
Oh, dude, yeah. And it's happening.
And that's
right
what kills
before our
car
eyes.
shows. And what's super frustrating is I'm a little bit older, so I think, and I've been at this a long time. We founded WCEC in 2013. I joined in 2015.
I love hearing that. That makes me so happy. That
I've been
it's
doing this
going
for
that long, dude.
10, almost 10
Yeah,
years,
that's
boys.
awesome.
I was 13.
I hosted my 10th, or we hosted. I shouldn't say I, because I didn't do it by myself. I can't do that. We hosted our 10th Appleton area show this year. 10 shows annually that we've done.
Wow.
And so, like, for me, nobody's stepping up to the plate to say, we want to help. We want to carry the torch. We want this to be good. And that's why all your car show, H2I is the same shit. It died because nobody wanted to come up to it and say, I want to carry the torch and do better. And
Yeah.
why would they?
Right.
Why
Right,
would a guy like,
right.
even you guys being 6 years younger than me, why would you say, I want to give probably 300 hours a year, maybe more, to plan this event, to work with the city, to execute it, go through one of the most stressful weekends of your life to make this shit happen for nothing?
And on top of that, I forget his name, but you have people that do that, and then it gets so big and out of hand that they end up getting arrested and sued.
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I heard.
A guy that shoots for Whistling Diesel or whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
so you go through. You want to see that happen. You put that
Yeah.
time in that. Wow.
It's crazy,
just
dude.
sad.
That's
So
the stuff
sad.
that's killing. And so that's why, like, I think my soapbox message, I guess, for whoever's listening is like, if you don't want to lose this stuff, then you have to be a proponent. You have to be an
100%.
advocate. And that means more than just talking about it.
Absolutely.
That means you got to roll up your fucking sleeves and get some dirt on your hands and make a fucking difference. Because if you don't, every one of these is going to disappear.
Absolutely.
It's just going to continue
100%.
to spiral out of control.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I like to think that, like, what we're doing right now, like our documentary is kind of trying to push that narrative. Well, obviously it is. Like, that's the whole goal here, is to tell people what the fucking problem is, right? And that's what we're trying to dig into here. I think we've come in here more focused than anything, than any years. Even last year, like we had a plan and we executed it. It was nuts. But like the whole idea this year is to quite literally expose what the problem is, and hopefully people will look at it and be influenced by it. But man, that only goes so far, you know. And unfortunately, you got these young and dumb people that just don't want to listen sometimes.
Yeah. And it's like, dog, there's no, if you want to drive like a hoodlum, there's no better, like the barrier to entry has never been lower.
Yeah.
If you want to drift your car, you want to slide your car, there are hundreds of drift events a year.
Dude, yeah seriously.
And everything from full on track drift to literally skid pads that you can just go thrash your car around until you're ready to go. There are people that are willing to help you. If you want to get into grip racing, for example, you want to drive really, really, really fast.
Yeah.
There are thousands of people that will take you to Blackhawk, to Road America, to the kart track at Road America, to US Air, to wherever, and they'll teach you how to drive your car the right way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can do all of that stuff. There's no better way to do it, or no easier way to do it than now. And yet, you still have people thrashing G35s in intersections and smoking people and, you know, getting the cops called and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't think people really fully understand how, like, fragile life is too at the same time. Like, when they're doing these stupid things, like how easily you could go off a parkway into that river and completely die.
You're dead, man.
I mean, you're done.
Or worse, right? I would even argue worse than that is you do something stupid and you kill someone else.
Oh my God,
and you're fine.
Number one, if in case you guys didn't know this, any automotive related accident that results in a death is an immediate $500,000 fine to the victim's estate. At least in the state of Wisconsin. Every state's different, but in Wisconsin, if you kill someone, even if you're not at fault, it's $500,000. You're paying that. Either you or your insurance is paying that. And then
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you live every day knowing that you decided to clutch kick your car in an intersection to fuck around and make a cool video and show off for someone you're never going to see again.
Right.
And you killed somebody.
So do you think that somebody made a video about this, and it could have been Alex? Do you think social media is one of the big proponents here?
I think the virality of short form
What
content is what I mentioned earlier, right? I think that those empty views are what people chase so much because they deem that as successful. And this stems to a whole nother conversation for a topic. We could talk about how virality doesn't mean you're a good content creator. Virality doesn't mean that businesses want to work with you.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean any of that shit.
100%.
But I think that's fundamentally the big one there, is that you just have people chasing views, and when they chase views, they they're willing to do whatever they think is the right thing.
Yeah, they're not thinking. They're not thinking.
They're just doing. They're just doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't get me wrong. We've thrashed some cars. We've gone on some spirited mountain runs, right?
Yeah,
like that's what you do in Gatlinburg. I ripped the E46 the other day, and every time I let off, it's just pop, 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 because that's what it does. And it sounds great.
And that's totally fine.
But you do that in a spot where you're safe, and you don't outdrive yourself or your car.
That's
ever.
Absolutely, yeah.
I like that pickup truck today. There was a guy this morning at like 6:30 in the morning going probably 100 on the Gatlinburg like bypass.
Yeah, while we were
Dude,
filming.
yeah, everyone just stopped and was like, "Why, dude? There's no." It's just like, "Why?"
I bet he's got a huge dick.
Oh,
that guy's
I
just
bet.
hung like a
Yeah,
He was in a Chevy Colorado.
No, it's a Ford Ranger.
Oh, is it a Ranger?
Yeah, Ford fucking Ranger.
Ford fucking
Jesus
Ranger.
Ford
Christ.
fucking Ranger.
But yeah, man, it'll be really interesting to see what happens with this one. There's this weird, and you guys kind of hit on it before, but there's this weird, like, gravity in the air.
Yeah, there
I
is.
think that everyone is feeling.
It almost seems like all of the people that are of our mindset aren't out driving.
Aren't
no,
even
we're all here, man. Or yeah, they're not here. They're all hanging out here.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I think that's the other thing too. Is everyone's like, oh, well, all the cool cars don't come out anywhere. No, we're not. This is an R34 Skyline in the parking lot. I'm not gonna go thrash that downtown.
No, yeah,
Right.
100%. I'm not gonna go park that at the marathon where there's a bunch of high people and drunk people.
Yeah.
Lars just grabbed an E or
Dude,
a
that
F
surprised the hell out of me.
something. I forget it. It's an M5. It's
Yeah.
a newer M5.
Yeah.
It's a fucking
Yeah.
rad car. 600 horsepower, all-wheel drive. Thing's gnarly.
That's wild.
600
Wait,
horsepower?
They're like 600 HP.
What?
Yeah, dude. All-wheel drive. Does 0 to 60 in 3.2.
That does
or
not look
3.6
I
like
love
that
that he
or
said not to
something.
Yeah,
60.
dude, that's
I love that.
awesome.
So every time we work on the Porsche, we have the dude. Wow, my head.
we have a flat screen in my garage.
Yeah, the Top Gear.
the show Top Gear.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Why can I not think of that? But yeah, no, and I'd always say it like we'll just be working on the Porsche. I'll just be like, no to 60.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, man.
Yeah.
The ones that know. But
love that.
it's like that car's rad too, but That's a MSRP on that car is $120,000. Now it's a used car; it's not what
Right.
I paid for. it.
Right. Absolutely.
He's not going to take that downtown and go thrash it
No,
around.
no.
That's the same thing with the all the supercars we filmed with last year.
Yeah,
Like they really, even this year, they haven't been like that. You know, like there's a couple guys that are with them that they do a lot of drag racing and stuff, but like the STO, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lamborghini STO. I mean, you're talking $400,000 minimum for that car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
if
you're
you can
parked
get
in that-
one.
Seriously, exactly. And he's parked at the gas station. I mean, it's like.
well,
oh
he
my
was
God.
he was pissed, but
Oh,
yeah,
he was pissed. He
yeah.
wasn't happy about it.
Yeah.
But like, seriously, you should know taking it there. you
Yeah.
know, at,
But it's
at the same
wild.
time.
And I look at kind of on this same conversation. When I look at that, I point that and I start looking at automotive influencers
Yeah.
and I say, what are you doing? And if you're not, and I don't say that like, what are you doing condescendingly, but what are you doing about this, right?
Right.
Like I think Alex does a really good job of this, and I'm probably biased because I'm close with him, but he does a good job of presenting that information and saying, guys, this is a problem. And if we don't
100%.
fix this,
Yeah.
something's wrong. But I look at other guys that are in the space and they're doing all of the stuff that they know they're not supposed to be doing. Like you
Virality.
are a leader, right? As an influencer,
Yeah.
you are a leader in the space. And if you're not advocating for the correct change that you think that you
Yeah,
need to see,
100%.
you are just as much to blame as every other
Absolutely.
Gen Z, Gen Alpha, whatever. I don't even know. Whoever's doing burnouts in the corner. You're
No,
the same.
You're
one and the same.
antagonizing it. You're
Exactly.
keeping it
Have
going.
have you gone to other Slammedenuff events?
Just Chicago.
Is
so
it like this?
no, Chicago's a really small show, man. Like
really?
really, really small. And it's okay. I mean,
Is this
it-
the biggest one?
I think
pretty much,
so.
yeah.
I heard no, Stupid Cold's kind of small. I'm trying to think. They do some East Coast shows or West Coast shows or something that are pretty rad. But
I know we talked about, I think
Destin?
Daytona. Or no, Destin.
Destin
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
small. I heard.
Really?
It's
Really?
a real small show. Lars was telling me it's interesting. The indoor area is super small, and at first we thought it was just low attendance. I've never
Yeah.
been, but we thought it was low attendance. They can't park more than so many cars in there because the building is on stilts
Wow.
for the floods. Yeah.
Dude, it's actually awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking rad.
That's sweet. Like the little risk involved.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
awesome.
So they have to like meticulously measure out,
Wow.
obviously ballpark weights and make sure
Yeah.
they're not over capacity.
Bring in the engineers.
Oh
make
my
sure
God,
Yeah,
dude, that's
yeah.
nuts.
Wow, that's
But it's
awesome.
wild, man. It'll be interesting to see how this one shakes out because it's yeah, I don't want it to end, but in the same token, as this is gonna make me sound really old, but like as an elder car enthusiast, I don't know that I'll be heartbroken.
We said that if it had ended after last year, we had such a great experience last year.
Yeah,
We would have
it's
been
good.
ridiculously disappointed.
And that's not to say that this stuff didn't happen last year, but it was very minuscule compared to this year already.
Right.
I mean, we're talking,
Everywhere.
what the cop,
The cop
quoting
said-
the cop, he literally said, like, it's Wednesday.
There's more people on Wednesday than there were on Friday last year.
Yeah.
I met a Gatlinburg PD officer at the gas station right down here at the BP or Shell or whatever that was. And it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or he was talking to Gretchen.
Is that this trip?
Yeah,
Okay.
like 2 days ago, or yesterday, one of the two. And Gretchen asked me, she's like, "How you doing?" He's like, "I'm tired, and I haven't even started my shift yet."
Bro, so I know I said that. I said earlier the only department, but the guy that we talked to, he said that he works 20 hours every single day.
Jeez.
So he's going home, he's going to sleep, coming right back. Like,
And then he knows he's coming out to this shit.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's not like he's coming back to disaster relief, although hard work is different because you're making a positive impact. He's punching back in to say, I get to go deal with some 16-year-old in his dad's car.
and a
Literally.
bunch of drunken high people driving vehicles. Yeah,
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I get to look forward to. No
Yeah.
wonder he's fucking grouchy. dog.
Yeah, dude, and people like hate on the fact that these cops are like even ours. Like he was pissed off the bat, but like you gotta put yourself like, dude, like if it was yesterday was Thursday. It was
Yeah.
Thursday night, and this shit was already going on. And I had gotten videos before we came down, starting on Monday. This shit has started from Monday. I got videos of people doing burnouts and shit on Monday, and that's a whole week ahead of time. It's just like
Crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And, I think that
so you won't be super disappointed if it.
I don't know that I would. I don't know.
I personally think it's about time. Like now, it's kind of time to maybe put this one to rest.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think too, Slammedenuff, that the show as a whole is not necessarily my favorite, and I think that the organization does an incredible job. I want to be very clear.
Yeah.
Charmin and the team are awesome at what they do, but there's so much pretension in the halls for all the trophies and all the stuff and all the wide body this and underglow that and this and that and everything else, and it. As a genuine enthusiast, it sucks. That's why I like Riverside so much, because there are no trophies, and so there's no like there's no clout. Riverside's all just good vibes.
Yeah.
People that are like, we're gonna come out, we're gonna show our car off,
100%.
we're gonna eat some dope food, we're gonna listen to some dope music, and we're just gonna enjoy being with other enthusiasts, and that's what it's about.
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, you hit the nail on the head there.
I think we should go to Riverside. Yeah.
You guys should go for sure. It'd be fun.
I think we
Was that
definitely
May?
have
April. It's usually like
April.
the first week of
to- It's
April.
early.
Yeah. So typically we run into snow when we leave.
Really?
Are you serious?
Oh my
It's like
God.
2 out of the last 3 years we've hit snow coming out of Wisconsin. And usually it's enough that you can get south and not worry about it. But yeah, it's
Oh
almost
my
all
God.
the
That's
time we
fucking
get
awesome.
snow.
That's kind of sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
Do people do like? Is there people driving there, or is it really not?
More trailer.
Like, you know how, like, yeah, no, not like that, but like, you know how people are like doing rollers with photographers and stuff like that. Does that stuff go on?
Yeah, all the
still?
time. Yeah. So
Really?
they do. Typically, they do a Friday night meet the night before, which is really rad. It's a parking lot pop-up style meet, but everyone's pretty respectful. I always like that because typically when we bring the Ferrari down, I'll trailer the Ferrari in with my truck. So I make a bunch of noise coming in, and then we start the fucking Ferrari, and it just amasses a crowd of people.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But they'll do that, and then Saturday is show day, or meet day, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And then people usually stick around and shoot in the pavilion afterwards, or they'll go chase the riverbanks and stuff and go
Yeah,
find spots
yeah.
to shoot. And then Sunday everyone just kind of pieces out and does their own thing. So it's
That's
cool.
awesome.
The vibes are so good. They're
That's
so good.
awesome.
Yeah, we might have to do that.
We got to figure out a new way to do rollers now.
Yeah, dude, I think we're gonna get a legit like mount set up.
You guys
So-
just need a Osmo.
Yeah, dude, those
Pocket
little
3,
ones.
right?
Yeah.
Suction cup that.
Do
to
we
the
have
side.
one? We have one. Fucking incredible.
You know,
Really?
I saw what was that at? One of your early bird events. I don't know who was doing it, but someone's running around with it. I was like,
Probably Dakota. He
interesting,
loves that
dude,
thing, dude.
interesting.
I was gonna
That's
say I've
everywhere.
seen him using
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
They're rad though. It's got
Shoots
like-
log too, doesn't it?
shoots log. It's got
Wow.
active tracking, so you can pull it up Bluetooth controlled on your phone, suction cup it to the car, and then pull your phone up, draw a box on the car that you're shooting
No
rollers
way.
of, and it'll track it as you're next to it.
No way, dude.
Yes,
That's
dude.
nuts.
Well,
It's
it makes
killer.
things a lot easier than.
Fuck yeah, hanging out of the back with a
holding on.
Ronin.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I want to
Oh my
get
God.
a like a Tilta Alien Hydra. So it's like a giant. It's not even that big actually. It's just like aluminum channeling basically, and it
Yep.
has a direct mount and a shock mount for your gimbal.
Yeah.
And then you just run an HDMI in and use an Xbox controller.
Correct.
Yeah, that
So I'm
would be
thinking
sweet.
that, and then mount the monitor inside the truck.
Mhm.
That'd be sweet. I mean,
Yeah.
if we're filming with the camera in the back too, like you could be sitting in the truck bed
That's what. Yeah.
watching the screen.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet because that's not illegal.
Correct.
Nah, yeah.
But
Exactly.
the tailgate down is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we gotta
Don't
remember
fall
that.
out. Don't
And
fall
we
out.
were even thinking about, man, how are we gonna get more rollers this trip? I mean, fuck.
Probably just sit
What
and
you
we're gonna have
gonna
to
do?
shoot over the tailgate.
That's what we did when we shot the GTT. Dakota sat in the bed, and I put the tailgate up, and then he just sat crisscross applesauce on the bottom,
Really?
hung his hands out, and then shot
Wow.
that way.
That's wild because even the cops said like you can't hang anything out of the
Yeah,
truck
he
bed. You
was
have to be
saying he
sitting
didn't
down.
want his
And
hanging
he
stuff
could be
out.
right. We
be.
we probably may have bent the law there a little bit to get it done on our
the
side.
problem is because ahead of us, even 2 years ago, I looked. I was like, what can we sit out of? What can we
Right,
do? And
right.
it's not that. And maybe I was looking in the wrong spots, but it's not that specific.
Yeah,
As
it's
far as
kind
like
of
the
open
being
to
in the back of
interpretation,
a
yeah.
truck bed, you know.
Yeah.
So like in Wisconsin, I'm pretty sure your back has to be to the cab, right?
The cab or the sidewalls. It can't be against
Oh,
the tailgate.
okay,
And
okay.
again, right? I think the thing to remember is like it is kind of difficult and it does suck for what we're doing, but ultimately those laws exist because somewhere,
Right.
sometime
Yeah,
along,
right.
somebody fell out of a fucking truck
Yeah.
bed and probably didn't make
Somebody
it.
fucked
Yeah.
it up.
Yeah. So
Somebody fucked it up.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it sucks that stuff like this might not be happening again.
Yeah.
It does. It
It'll be
does. It's been a
interesting.
bummer. It's been a bummer. Last night was probably the biggest realization more than
Yeah.
anything, but yeah, I don't know. The drive home is going to be a tough one. Just all
Yeah.
the thinking involved, and then obviously going through all the footage and
Yep.
trying to pile it all together, and then having that final conclusion in there before we release the videos where it's like, shoot, is this it? This
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
our final second even talking about this now, you know?
Are you guys doing another like vlog video of Gatlinburg?
I assume so. I'm not
okay.
entirely sure what they've got going on. Obviously, I'm shooting all my stuff on the VHS camera, which
yeah.
is rad. So
That's super cool.
Yeah, I
Super
love it,
cool.
man.
I love that stuff.
So how many different things are going on here at once? You know what I mean?
what do you mean?
Like, are people like working on different projects simultaneously?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time, dude. Yeah, so like I took a handful of emails this morning for the day job at Meta Martini. We've got Martini Works, which is the booth setup and
Yeah.
cars and that sort of
Wow.
stuff. We're shooting content for the YouTube channels. Alex
Yeah.
is shooting personal content for his channels. You know, all sorts of just crazy stuff. We're working on some road rally stuff because that event, we get back, for the record, we leave Monday. I leave
Yeah.
Monday. Everyone else makes the drive in one day. I split it in two because I got a trailer and a 26-gallon fuel tank, so I go 2 hours, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll get back Tuesday, pack gearboxes Wednesday, work Thursday, and then Friday we're back at US Air for road rally, Friday, Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude! Holy crap! What a
Dude, all of you are
turnaround.
like that. Like Alex just got back from Japan.
Japan.
didn't
Yeah, so
Oh
he
my
flew. He
fucking
was in
God.
Japan for like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Flew from Japan to Knoxville, right to Tennessee.
Yo,
he hasn't been home in
really?
like 3 weeks.
So I was wondering, was there a flight involved?
Yeah, so he
there?
flew from Japan to Knoxville, got picked up, came down here. He's here for a week. Then he drives back home, road rally for 2 days, goes back home again. And then I think he's going to FD Irwindale the next weekend.
Wow.
Oh my good lord.
You
dude.
guys don't sleep at
Not till like Thanksgiving. And then Thanksgiving to March 1st is just hibernation. I'm a bear, I'm in
Yeah.
a fucking den, don't talk to me.
Hey, that's perfect because that's what we are. So you can come over and have some more some podcasts at the
Yeah,
studio.
dude, we
Say
should definitely
less,
do another
boys.
podcast.
Seriously.
Say
That'd be
We
less.
great.
can't smoke cigars in our studio, unfortunately, but we can have some bourbon, and that's a great winter thing. So.
I love bourbon. I'm here for
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, once we get a house, we're gonna get a room where we can have
Smoke eater and
ventilation,
shit,
dude.
yeah.
built-in humidor. Oh yeah,
Walk-in
dude.
humidor.
Hey,
Walk-in.
yo.
dude.
That's what I like. Positive affirmation. boys.
Absolutely.
Get
It's
after it.
happening. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Well, cool. I suppose we better wrap
Yeah,
up.
I was
We
gonna say-
sit here all night, dog.
Dude, for
seriously.
sure. We're getting close to SD cards max, and we've never done that
Dude,
before.
literally,
dude.
that's never happened. Actually.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's never happened.
Well, hey, I appreciate letting us come over. This is huge.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's awesome. 2 years in a row now.
Yeah, thanks for
Awesome.
coming. Thanks for having
sure.
me. This is a blast. I love everything that you guys got going on.
Appreciate that.
You know, we appreciate having you guys come out. Obviously, you know, I'm not sure how many people know this, but like we've worked together on car shows and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
we love working with influencers and content creators that are in it for the right reasons. And you
Absolutely.
guys are doing everything right, man. So
We appreciate that.
Good on you, dude.
Really appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's
Seriously,
fucking
it
rad.
Puts a grin on my face. I don't know. I can't. It's not gonna come off all night. I'm just gonna sit there like, yeah, that's awesome. It
Well,
feels
right
good.
on.
All
boys.
right, awesome. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. We're not gonna do another one with Brandon.
Brandon,
probably-
yeah,
yeah.
later.
Yeah, that'll be
Brandon
next
Larson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Brandon Larson's-
we're gonna have him on Sunday. So
We're gonna come and talk
yeah.
about some photography stuff, videography
Yeah.
stuff. So
He's got a cool story, man. He really came up, which is awesome.
he's been killing it.
Yeah, dude, his
He's really
stuff's
been killing it.
absolutely.
awesome.
But you've been killing it. You're doing a
Thanks,
good job.
dude. I'm trying, man.
Give yourself a credit.
I'm trying.
You're doing a great job. Awesome.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody.
Adios.